Hello. Hi. All right. I have redone my entire OBS, so I'm hoping I have more abilities to control the sounds of what's happening. I put everything on its own track. I spent way too long doing that. Um, but I did it because we have a collab later on today, and I want the collab to go smooth, and I want to have the ability to modify and tweak based on how loud everything is. So hopefully that'll help when we get there. But just let me know if you guys are watching, if anything sounds weird today. It's because we're testing some things. We're also getting a later start than I intended, so I don't know if I'm going to finish Eon's route before we start our group stream. But if we don't, I'll probably continue it afterwards. That way we can try and get through his. We've been doing pretty much one route per stream so far, unintentionally. They're just a little bit shorter than the previous game. And that has got a little bit of mixed reviews. I don't mind it being short. As long as we're getting what we need out of it, honestly, it doesn't need to be that long. But we are going to do Eon today because he was second in the
生きるということ。
the poll. He was second in the poll. I forgot the word. All right, what's it mean to live? Also, Prim, since you just got here, just let me know if anything sounds weird. I'm working on having different things for every sound on my thing. That's already scary. Oh, he's so pretty. It might be too loud. I actually haven't modified anything. Let me know. I'm gonna move this down. My mic sounds staticky? Well, that shouldn't be happening. It might just be low. That's unrelated to me changing tracks. So the thing is, this one has always been a little staticky, which is why I switched headphones originally. I might unplug and plug it back in. You know, give it a chance. Let me see. It would crash. It is our day. Hang on. Hi, Mama. Okay, it is kind of staticky, isn't it? I'm holding this far away so I can try and hear. Could just be a me problem. Hello, Twyla! Welcome, welcome! A boobun. A boobun? Wait, are you Twyla from Monster High? Alright, is that a little bit better, Prim? Do I still sound like a drive-through mic? Hang on. I need to switch microphones. I'll hit snooze on this. Does this sound better? Please confirm and or deny. I'll unplug and plug things back in. Who knows? I mean, Twyla is the daughter of the boogeyman, so it makes sense. No, it doesn't sound better? Hang on, what question did I ask? Girl, I got the ADHD. You gotta be more clarificational than that for me. How about now? Do I sound like a real girl now? Or am I taking... It still sounds staticky. Does it? Fixed? Okay. Okay. It sounds a bit better. Listen, all I did was the quick IT tech test of trying to unplug and plug it back in again. Yeah, it being staticky has nothing to do with what I changed. So I was talking about this earlier. I just added all the audio tracks so that we have audio tracks. I'm also going to change the start time because it's static. All right. All right. So we are here. We're starting Eon's route. We might not get through his route before the collab stream starts today. And then I do plan on buying another Logitech mic because I miss my Logi. It's my favorite mic. But we are starting Eon, so this is previous game. Previous game, he became the prince's bodyguard. In the heart of Esostia lays Arthier, the biggest city in the world. The royal castle stood in the middle of this grand city, and in one of the rooms there, I stood at attention, guarding Prince Clovis as I did every day. I, Eon-3, a young man from Theris who excels at martial arts. He has the intaglio ring emblem tattooed on his body and was once forced to fight as a gladiator slave.
以上が各都市の収支報告です。続けて学術棟の研究報告を。
This is all regarding the financial records of each city. Moving on, I'd like to discuss the research report of the Sage Tower.
なら、コアアイテム関連からお願い。
I'm waiting for a
次にフローラについても。
I don't recall her having any plans, but she does love staying up late and she loves playing demos and she watches a lot of streams, so there's a chance she might be still getting up and doing stuff. Let's start with the core item research, then after that we can move on to the flora. Prince Clovis and Alice were discussing highly confidential information regarding the country's management. While the two of them trusted me enough to let me listen to their conversation, I tried my best to ignore their discussion and simply focus on my bodyguard duties. He's just like, I'm not listening. This had been my original intention, at least.
そっか。フェルスは今、そんな状況になってるんだね。
I didn't change the color of my controller. I'm still on Alan. Oh man, I wasn't thinking. There was too much stuff I was doing today. I didn't know Ferris was in such a situation. A familiar word caught my ear and my whole body twitched. Ferris, the Dual City, I had a deep connection to that place. Though not every memory of it was good, in fact, I had far more bad memories. It was because that city that I was able to be where I am today. It was my second hometown, so to speak.
はい。我々としても、ことを急ぎすぎた嫌いはあります。
My apologies, I have a tendency to rush things.
うん。それはアレストの判断ミスじゃないよ。
That's alright, your judgment wasn't poor.
状況を考えたら、あのタイミングを置いては他になかったんだと思う。
I suppose something like that would have happened sooner or later.
ですが、フェルス浄化作戦の失敗を繰り返すわけには。
We can't afford to repeat the same mistake we made during the Ferris purge.
何かあったのだろうか。
I wonder what's going on. Eon! I was a mere bodyguard. I would rather stay away from politics and the like. Despite this, I failed to fully suppress my emotions and quietly let out a troubled sigh. Oh well, says Prim Prim, why are we ow-wowing? At that moment.
そうだ! それだったら、イオンの手を借りるのはどうかな?
How about we ask Eon for help? Eon, go! My left eye widens. They admit it. He only has one eye. Who translated this? Okay. Must have just been me, but Corby was hella crunchy for a second. Oh. Sounds like him. He's a crunchy guy. My left eye widened when the prince suddenly mentioned my name. My left eye. Yes, someone like knew. This is me going like eyes. What eyes? Thank you very much. Please come again. Phew, what a day. Thank goodness I can take a break until dinner time. The guests paid their bills and left, and I looked around the store. It was the interval between afternoon tea and dinner. The store was quiet, only one guest remained. He's one troublesome guest, though.
あら、今のお客で最後かしら？ならあなたもこっちに来てお茶にしましょうよ。
The other crutches again, I'll let you know. Yeah, let me know. Like I said, I added different tracks for everything, so everything should be fine. It's basically so if I'm in a Discord chat, the reason I did it specifically, this is simple enough. I did it so if I'm in a Discord chat, I can turn it down if it's too loud for you guys and it not affect the game audio. Because previously it would do both. So I'd be like, they're quieter, but so is the game, and I don't want to do that. So I made an additional track so it would be ready for our group. So I'm excited to see if it works out, but my computer OBS looks wild. Hi, Muma! Hello! Was that your last customer? Come here, Leah, darling. Have some tea with me. You're actually my last customer, you know.
そもそもお前、そこに何時間居座ってるか分かってんのか？
You can't get mad at Jinya. You can't get mad at Jinya. You even realize how long you've been sitting there?
その分お金は落としてるでしょ？
Oh, please. It's not like I'm not spending any money here. We can't exactly explain since you've been ordering a lot, but will you be alright?
私のお財布の心配をしてくれるのかしら？
My goodness, are you worried about my financials?
それなら安心してちょうだい。ちゃんと領収書切ってもらうから。
Rest assured, I'll make sure to ask for the receipt. That's not what I'm talking about.
昼からいるのがまずおかしいだろ。仕事サボんなっつってんだよ。
Hope everyone's having a great day. I hope you're having a great day, Muma. You're slacking off at work again, aren't ya? Come on, you've been here all afternoon.
大丈夫よ。本当に大事な会議にはちゃんと出席してるから。
It's all good. I'll absolutely attend those very crucial meetings. So you are slacking off.
サボってるなんて言ったら聞こえが悪いじゃない。
Please don't say that. It makes it sound like I'm doing something bad.
悪いも何も事実だろうが。
You are doing something bad, dude.
今はあれよあれ。そう、部下の育成中なのよ。
Oh, you know. What's it called? Yes, right now I'm delegating.
部下ができる仕事は信頼して任せる。そうして責任感を育ててあげてるの。
I get to see lovely Eon, so of course. Honestly, yeah, Eon's one of the routes I've been looking forward to. I entrust my subordinates with jobs they can do so they can grow. Look at me.
こんな素晴らしい上司に恵まれて、私の部下ってば幸運ね。
How lucky are they to have a wonderful supervisor like me? Just admit you dumped your work on them. I wanted to invite them over and hold a group therapy session called Genia's Victims. While I was deep in thought, feeling very sorry for those subordinates, Roddy spoke up.
たく、ああ言えばこういう。いいか、ルーナ。お前はこんな大人になるんじゃねえぞ。
Always with the excuses. Listen, Luna. Don't you ever become an adult like this dude right here.
私？
Me? Luna, who was wiping down a table, stopped with what she was doing when Roddy called her.
何言ってるのよ。こんな有能で華麗で最高な偉人。むしろ見習うべきところでしょ。
What nonsense are you spouting? If anything, she should learn from the gorgeous, talented, wonderful Ginia.
さ、この私から余すところなく学んでちょうだい。特にファッションセンスとかね。
Oh my gosh, this guy. I have a bit of the sniffles right now. But I think I'll be okay. Come here, honey. I'll gladly teach you anything you want, especially if it's about fashion.
その派手さは私にはちょっときついかな。
She's really one to talk. She's wearing like a cape and she's got like beads in her hair and her hair is super cute. Like she's got fashion. I don't think I can wear such flashy clothing. I narrowed my eyes at Luna, who cracked a wary smile before continuing to wipe the table. Me, an ordinary girl who works at La Beer, a tavern in the capital, together with her circus pals. She helped solve an incident caused by Avi and is now living a peaceful life with Eon. Luna had gotten used to dealing with Ginia these days. I'd first met Luna when Circus visited Ferris to Dual City for one of our shows. She managed the front desk of the 7th Arena, which was owned by Avi, an old friend of Eon. Avi, a young man who owned the 7th arena of Ferris, after obtaining the intaglio ring, he conspired to revive the underground arena, but his schemes were foiled by Circus, currently serving his sentence in prison. Oh, look at her. She's so beautiful. I missed her. Incited by Avi's terrifying plan, she murdered Couture's labyrinth sentinel. In addition to being a minor, she had been deemed physically and mentally unwell during her trial with the other day. More importantly, Avi stated in his testimony that he had been the one pulling the strings. They were extenuating circumstances. Luna was now working at Labir after being put on probation with suspension of execution. I regret what happened every time I think about it, but she was doing her best, serving guests and helping cook, all while taking responsibility for her crimes. Before I knew it, the sight of Luna working hard here no longer felt strange. Luna, a young girl who works as the receptionist at Ferris's 7th arena, she committed a crime after Avi put a seal on her with the intaglio ring. Now on probation, she's working at Labir. She's like a younger sister to the heroine. I don't know if we need that. How much I missed? Nothing really. They're just recapping the previous game right now. And technically they haven't even shown Eon. That reminds me, didn't you say you have school after this, Luna? Have you finished getting ready?
もうそんな時間
Oh, is it that late already? You still have plenty of time, but I can take care of the cleaning if you need to get ready.
ありがとう、お姉ちゃん。でも大丈夫。バッチリだから。
Thank you. That's okay. Oh gosh, I'm all good to go.
ルーナ、夜中までウキウキで準備してたもんな。
She got all hyped and prepared everything late at night.
学校に通うのなんて初めての経験だから楽しくて。
I've never gone to school before, so I'm really excited. A smile subconsciously came to my lips upon hearing her bashful comment. Luna had never received a proper education, having grown up as an orphan in Ferris. She learned how to read, write, and do simple arithmetics on her own, but she wasn't very familiar with general common knowledge. I remember how very delighted she was when Spiria helped enroll her in a night school. She was over the moon.
ああ、でも学校だけじゃなくて、今は全部が楽しいよ。
But it's not just school. Everything has been so fun.
リーベルでたくさん人に会うことも、毎日いろんな場所へ行けることも。
I've gotten to meet a lot of people at Labir, and I got to do... Oh gosh, and I go to all sorts of places every
フェ
day.
ルスの外にもこんなに素敵な人や場所があったんだって知ること自体がすごく嬉しいの。
I'm just so glad that I was able to discover many beautiful people and places outside of Ferris. Good for you. Her eyes twinkled. My heart felt warm seeing her talking so excitedly. When I'd first met her, she had a rather gloomy aura, but these days she smiles more. It's an adorable smile fitting for a girl her age. Both Luna and Eon have changed so much. I reminisced about past events while imagining his face. It was a tumultuous year that greatly changed my ordinary life. Why are there so many hues in that? I can't. It was a lot. It was a long year. Around a year ago, a performance group called Circus was created to save Prince Calavis, whose heart had been frozen by his own magic. Following a chance encounter, I got recruited and joined the group and traveled the country for shows. That's when I met Eon, a member of Circus. He was a man with a large build and frighteningly piercing eyes. You did it right last time, and then you do this to me? How dare you? He looked so intimidating I ended up avoiding him whenever our eyes met.
ならば、言わせてもらおう。自分は、あなたたちの参加には反対だ。
I oppose you joining Circus. He was against me joining Circus at first, which only made things worse. My first impressions of him wasn't exactly a good one. As time passed by, however, I started noticing things about him little by little. Eon might have been somewhat odd, but he wasn't scary at all. He's calm and quiet. He loves cooking. Despite his appearances, he actually is a gentle soul. However,
自分は今もこうしてこの印に縛られ生きている。
there's those beautiful eyes we don't get to see very often. To this day, I still cannot shake this chain from my life. A mark carved by the intaglio ring was hidden under his eye patch. It was proof that he could not go against the ring bearer's wishes.
自分は今回の公演を最後に
Today's my last show. I'll be leaving. Man, we're still recapping. We still capping, guys. When we were both about to set out on our second journey to help Prince Calavis grow, Eon was forced to step down. We were friends. There was no circus without him. If you're gonna single out Eon, then we'll leave too. It started with Filio. Then the others started opposing Eon's withdrawal as well. In the end, it was decided that Eon would be joining us again as a member of Circus. I can't believe he spoke so sharply to both the minister and the king. Thinking about it now, what we did back then was truly unreasonable. I have to admit, though, that very recklessness is what made us Circus. Then, on the exact day we were told to go on the
地下
adventure.
をあなたが望むならば決してあなたから離れないと。
Damn, I swear to never ever leave you. That is what you desire. He made a vow to me. I was elated, but only for a short time.
だから言ったのに。
Luna, you okay, girl? Told you, haven't I?
悪いことしてる人は私がやっつけちゃうよって。
I'll take care of all the bad guys. Luna, bearing the exact same mark Eon had, murdered Sentinel Balto. The Intaglo ring ultimately fell into Eon's old friend Avi's hand. I vividly remember the gruesome sight and the acrid scent of blood that made me want to puke. Nice. Avi was planning to revive the underground arena. He took Eon, the former Grim Reaper, to the underground arena with him. Then he forced him to fight both Filio and Paucelia to entertain Ferris's citizens. That was truly evil. With a trembling voice, Eon said he didn't want to fight anymore, even if it was for show. We had to save him no matter what. Then, Avi, my boy. With everyone's help, we managed to break free from the curse of and beat Avi. We all decided to engrave ourselves with the seal to weaken the ring's binding powers, and honestly, we were being way too reckless. Following this event, the intaglio ring was kept securely by the government. Eon didn't have to be terrified of the ring anymore. I ran my finger along the mark on my hand, a wary smile spreading across my face. I don't mind the mark, but even the prince engraved himself with it. It was a dangerous, stupid thing to do, but it was very us. That was what made our bond as Circus so unbreakable. Then, after everything was over, Eon had been freed from the curse and appointed to the prince's personal royal guard despite the minister's opposition. Now he's living with me in Labir as he carries out his duty as a royal guard. It's just a peaceful, mundane life, nothing out of the ordinary. However, these precious, pleasant days are something Eon always wished for. Nothing could beat the happiness I felt spending such time together. There was only one thing that kind of troubled me, though. Eon was a little far more affectionate than I thought. Oh, that troubles you? He held back when we were out in public, but whenever we were alone, he showered me with affection no matter the time or place. She's bothered by this? Moreover, he had shown it through his actions. I guess he's aware he's bad with words. Hang on. Wait, what? He often embraces and kisses me. Kisses me. It's not like I hate it, but I won't be able to handle any more at this rate. Come on, girl. I know, right? Like, what the heck? And lately, I had a feeling he'd be using his awkwardness with words as an excuse, even yesterday when he came back from work. The audacity of my boyfriend kissing me. Oh my god. After the store closed, I was always the first to greet him downstairs when he came home. I know, people can be bothered by it, but don't forget about that. I get it. But I want Eon to kiss me. I don't know if it's a mood thing. It sounds like it's general affection, which, you know, he's her first relationship, so I can see how she might be uncomfortable getting adjusted to that. Like she hasn't had this relationship before, but dude, kiss the boy. Yesterday was quite hectic since we had a lot of reservations. It hadn't helped that Eon had returned later than usual and I'd fallen asleep in my room. Okay, now this is going to be different. I understand personally, but Eon's definitely different. Yeah, he's not like other guys. I planned on apologizing to him the next day for accidentally falling asleep. However, he did something I never expected. Leah, hey Leah.
眠っているのか。では、失礼する。
Looking at Zafora, yeah, go look at that man. Look at that man who didn't talk to us for 1 solid year and couldn't say the words "I love you," even though we're like, say it. Are you asleep? I'm coming in, all right. This is definitely like the duality of Zafora and Eon. The presence they give versus what you get when you date them. My eyes fluttered open at the sound of the door. I could feel someone approaching with steady steps in the total darkness. Who was it? What were they doing? Why had they came into my room? Before my brain could even process this and look for an answer, my guard was down as he claimed my relaxed lips in a gentle yet passionate kiss. Whoa. Who was it? Who was it? What were they doing? Why had they come into my room? I bolted upright in bed and all my questions were solved in one go. Eon!
ただいま。
I'm home, Leah. Oh, this poor boy. Welcome home, I guess.
すまない。よく眠っているし、起こす気はなかったのだが。
I would argue knocking on the door and coming into the room are 2 ways to wake someone up, so I don't believe you. You were sound asleep. I did not want to wake you up. Your words and actions don't match at all, you know? I glared at him, silently telling him not to kiss me if he didn't want to wake me up. However, he looked unregretful. That's right. We do quote the 5th element here. Ectogamut is important. We do not kiss someone without their permission.
いや、キスは必須だった。
Eon, don't say that. I had to kiss
行
you.
ってきますと、ただいまだけは欠かさないと決めたからな。
We already decided not to ever miss a welcome home kiss, did they? We did talk about that.
普段着のままということは、自分の帰りを待っていてくれたのだろう。
Besides, you have yet to change into your pajamas. You were waiting for me, were you not? I did want to welcome you back, but I fell asleep. I didn't know what happened. He immediately cupped my face and leaned down for another kiss. But why? We just had our welcome home
い
kiss.
や、可愛いからしたくなっ
She's like,
た。
oh my god, you're adorable. Aw, have you lost your mind or something?
いや、自分は極めて理性的だ。そうでなければ、キスだけでは済まなかっただろう。
My sound just like went. Hopefully that was just a weirdness. Okay. I'm perfectly sane, otherwise I would not have kissed you. That's how you know. Eon pulled himself off me. I had no idea if he was joking or not. Hi, Bun Bun. Hi, J Bun. Hello. Welcome, welcome. Looking at Zafora. Listen. My large Allen standee came in just now. Oh my god, he's huge. Just like in real life. Am I right? High five. Oh my gosh. Alright. I still wish he wouldn't wear the eye patch anymore. Nothing against them. I just like his eyes. Same. I also like when his hair is pulled back. He's one of those guys who I want to see his forehead. Show me, show me, show me. It's the size of my hand. I won't lie, I just forgot you got an acrylic standee, and I thought you meant it was like a human-sized standee, and I thought you're like, Alan's gonna be staring at me over my bed. He just wants to be a badass. I think he looks like a badass with the tattoo.
残念だが、夜も遅いので、今日はここまでにしておく。
I'm afraid it's getting late, so I'll stop here today. Thank you for your consideration. Right.
なので、休みの時には、もっとたくさんさせてくれ。
Let us continue on my next day off. Oh, girl, sleep with a man, it's fine. Eon then exited the room after saying goodnight. I was left alone in the room. The heat of the kiss still lingered on my lips, keeping me awake until morning. I'm completely wrapped around his finger. Good job. Honestly, do it. Do it. Be wrapped around his finger.
おい、何一人で赤くなってんだよ。
Leah, why is your face so red? I was just picturing my boyfriend coming into my room last night, and then he's like, what, nothing, it's nothing. I tried to shake away the memory of that night before my cheeks heated up even more. With a deep breath, I came back to my senses. So, what are we talking about again? Jinia slacking off at work.
それはもうとっくに終わったでしょ。あなたがどうかって話よ。
Topic is so last year. We're talking about you now. Duh. What about me? The conversation had apparently continued quite far while I was spacing out. Unable to keep up with their chat, I had a big question mark on my face.
何がも何も。イーオンとの結婚に決まってるじゃない。
Oh no, we're getting crunchy audio again? Aw, snap. I could... Okay. Bear with me, guys. I'm going to close 4K capture. We're gonna close it. It's gonna make a screen of nothing for a second. And then we're gonna open it back up. And then hopefully... Profit. I don't know. Perfect. Perfect. Profit. One or the other. All right. Hopefully we'll never have a problem again. Plain dumb, are you? I mean your marriage to Eon. Wait, are we married? Married? What? Storms are rolling through my area, so I can't tell. Holy snap. Like, what kind of storms? Are they hot? Like, no audio. Well, that seems ridiculous. Hang on. Oh, wait. I'm more lost. It's saying it should be doing it. Oh, gosh. There we go. Better? It's 94 degrees Fahrenheit outside and thunderstorms. So pretty hot, yeah. Nice. I'm basically in hell. You can't be in hell if I was there first, okay? I can Google this. I got Google. What's the temperature? Temperature today. Our temperature right now, it's 104 degrees. It's gonna be a high of 110 today. Our humidity is at 23%, which is actually higher than I'm used to. And the lowest it's gonna get is gonna be at 7 a.m. tomorrow. It's gonna be 92 degrees outside. And it's partially cloudy. Friday and Saturday, there's not a cloud in sight, and it's gonna be 115 degrees. And then for those of you who speak in Celsius, it's 40 degrees Celsius right now. I'm dying, y'all. It's just sprinkling here? Dude, that sounds wonderful. You can share hell with me. I think there's enough room. Oh, Ray, thank you. That's so nice. Oh, gosh. One nice thing about hell, there's always space. I have 30 degrees Celsius. Yeah, that's ridiculous. That's like the 80s. Who are you? How did you come about, bro? Tell us, when's the wedding ceremony? We haven't planned anything of the sort.
あら、そうなの？でも話くらいは出てるわよね。
It's been the lowest all week. But that's because of the rain, right? Like when it rains here, it's still probably in the 90s. It hasn't rained in a while though. The last time it rained, it was just like an hour, and I was so sad because I wanted it to rain for the whole day or something. My boss is in Colombia today, and they have 60 degrees Fahrenheit year round. Dude, that's lucky. When we were in California, so I'm from Oklahoma, so we're used to like humidity, but we were in California for that one weekend, and like we made a new friend there, and she was dying. She's also from Arizona, and she's like, I'm not used to this. She's like, I feel like I'm soaking wet right now, and I'm like, yeah, it's humidity. I want it so bad. Dude, I want to move to Seattle. I want it to rain more. I just like rain. I'm a sit by the window kind of person, and we don't get that enough here. British Columbia? Oh, I thought they meant Columbia, the country. You know what? You could be right. You could be right. Seriously? I love Seattle. Dude, yeah, I haven't been. Oh, the country. See, I was right. I haven't been, but like, one of my favorite movies is 10 Things I Hate About You, and it made me want to live there so bad. I want rain. You two have at least talked about it, right? No. We haven't talked about getting married. I'm too modest. Columbia. There is no U. Wait. We are typo princesses up in here, so like, we don't get on to people for spelling words. Columbia. Where is a U? It says right here. No, wait. There's two Columbias. No, there's South. No, it's Carolina. Hang on, I'm lost. Listen. I'm on my iPad. I'm using what it's giving me. I'm Colombian, so it's a peeve of mine. Listen, Brim. We all spell words wrong in chat. It's a normal, natural thing we do. I misspell words out loud.
まさか全くそんな話題になってない
What's with the
なんて
silence?
ことは
Don't tell me you've never touched the topic. Why would I talk about it? We got crunchy audio. Listen, Prim. Maybe it's so hot that my internet's dying. I don't know. I'll jiggle the plugins. It'll be so much better now. Silence meant consent, as they say. Does it? Does it? Since when? Who's ever said that?
嘘でしょ
You're kidding me, right?
あなたたち新婚どころかずっとラブラブの熟年夫婦みたいな空気を出し続けてるのに
You two act like a sweet married couple, and yet you've never even talked about marriage? Do we act like that?
ああもう信じられないわ
Embrace the
式場
crunchy.
カタログまで持ってきたのに
Goodness, so unbelievable. What did I even bring a wedding catalog for? You're getting way ahead of yourself. Ginia's over here planning their wedding. Like, Ginia, I love you. In truth, marriage wasn't a topic we brought up when we chatted. But it wasn't like I was sad about it. I have to admit, Jinya has a point though. Some of my same age friends have gotten married to their partners still.
イオンの人生は複雑だ。言っちまえば青春時代をカットしちまったようなもんだし。
I thought we got married in all the routes from the first game. You're thinking of something else. No, no, no. The only ones that got married in the last game was Passelia. That's it, right? Just Passelia. And that was a surprise wedding. He's like, look, we're getting married. Oh, and Vilio, technically. But Vilio's cheating. Because she became a dragon's bride in order to have her life saved. So they got married. Vilio has a wife. And they're me. Prim, it's me. I'm the wife, it's me. Not the Pinterest wedding. Imagine. Eon had a rather complicated life, and bringing it up would only be like, you know, take away from its freedom.
結婚ってことについての意識が他と違っててもおかしくはねえよ。
Celia acted like Gil. We love that, right? Do not compare those two. Celia and Gil are very different people. One of them is nice and sweet and a gentle soul that can speak to creatures. He's so nice that he doesn't consider people's feelings because he's so nice. It's weird. And then there's Gil. Okay, it's not the same. Everyone has different perspectives on marriage, and that's totally fine.
まあね。それは私も理解してるつもりだけど。
You should ban the word Gil. No. I'm not saying I don't understand that.
というかそれについて、あなたはどう思ってるのよ。
But how about you? How do you feel about it? How do I feel?
ええ。イーオンもそうだけど、あなたの問題でもあるでしょ。
This isn't just Eon's problem, you know. It's related to you too.
もし結婚の話が出たらどうするつもりなの？
One was obsessed, the other was dying, pretty sure. Yeah. Hello, Benny. Hello, hello. So, Passelia, I don't know. Passelia is passive. He's a passive personality. He passively ended up in a relationship with us. Gil obsessively ended up in a relationship with us. That's the difference. What are you going to do if he brings it up? I'm definitely not going to reject him. I could answer with confidence. Because he is the only one I want to spend the rest of my life with. I just don't want him coming into my room in the middle of the night kissing me on the forehead. But that doesn't mean I want to rush things. I'll wait until Eon makes up his mind.
なるほどね。
No, we're not in Passelia's route yet. Passelia, we were gonna do another poll in the Discord soon. We're on Eon's right now. And then it's gonna be Passelia or I could probably just make a poll here. It's gonna be Passelia or Roddy next, right? Right? How many routes do we have? Because Vilio's last. I'm saving him for last. I need that sunshine in my life. Yeah, Passelia and Roddy are the last two after this one, and then Vilio's last. You haven't missed your man. He might be later this week. Here, we'll do a poll real quick. I can do that. I have powers. Watch this. Start a prediction, make a goal. Now these are the words I want. There we go. Who next? Fish boy. Squirrel. I can't spell squirrel today, guys. Not fish boy. Oh no, wait. I know Gollum. We'll do 10 minutes. You guys got 10 minutes. I'm looking forward Roddy, even though he makes me mad. Okay, I thought I missed. Oh, I escaped. Yay! I'm so glad you got the thing to work. Yeah, we put up some parameters. It's a little harder to get into chat. I apologize, but it's because a lot of random people had randomly showed up, and we just wanted to avoid people who were just being weird. I hate what he was being a coward. I still kind of like his route, but fuck Roddy. That bitch can fuck off. I fucking hate him the most. I just have the issue with him being called, like, parental figure and then boyfriend. It's the only part that gets me. Although I did see this really funny TikTok where someone's all like, the reason it's not cringe for us to have these stories with girls that are like in their early 20s and they're teenagers dating guys that are hundreds of years old is because that's when a man matures the most. Let's see, Ginia. Marriage is a very important event. You can't decide something like that on a impulse. I mean, you can. The thing I like about Roddy is his voice. He has, okay, I like his arms. If we're gonna talk about things we like about Roddy, I like that man's arms. Who drew his arms, they knew. They're like, you know what, we need to give him those arms that look like they're covered in veins. And I'm like, whoo, whoo. Gorgeous arms. And a gorgeous face. He's beautiful. He has a lot going for him. I don't care much about the age, but like, my father figure to romance, I hate that, yeah. That's the cringe. It's the cringe. I wanted us to both take our time before moving on to that next step. Besides, it didn't matter much to me whether we made it official or not. No matter the label, he was the only one I yearned for, and that would never change. Keeping that decision in mind, I breathed a sigh. I just rewrote that in my head and pretend that Roddy wasn't a father figure. He just showed up one day, and she was already an adult, and they didn't share a room together for 5 years as she grew up. At that moment, the bell over the door rang, drawing everyone's attention away from me. Welcome back, Eon!
Ah, tadaima.
I'm home. Yay! I wasn't sure if this was good timing or not. I was acting normal, but for some reason, he had given me a rather ambiguous response. Did something happen?
すまない。立ち聞きをするつもりはなかったんだが。
Sorry, I was not actually planning on eavesdropping, but
先ほどの会話が耳に入ってしまった。
I overheard your conversation just now. Oh, I turned my gaze to the others. You bastards. You effing bastards. Roddy averted his eyes, panicked, while Ginia feigned ignorance and casually sipped his tea. He's just like flipping his magazine like, I didn't hear it. How much did you hear?
ジーニャがあなたはどうするのかと尋ねたあたりからだな。
From when Ginia started talking about you, I think. That meant he heard what I said after that. And Neon has such good hearing. I was this close to running away. The embarrassment was real. However, his next comment instantly snapped me back to reality.
今まで伝えたことはなかったかもしれないが、
I guess I've never said it before.
自分はあなたが望むならいつでも結婚していいと思っている。
Should Leah wish it, we can get married anytime. Bro, green flags. Green flag. What a green flag. Did I hear that right? An imposing silence filled the room after Eon's unexpected remark. It was as if time had stopped ticking. The silence didn't last long, though. I love Eon. We'd love to see it. Yeah, this is very lovely. The next second, Ginia hit the table loudly with the palm of his hand. I thought someone fainted. I gotta save that. Sorry, hang on, guys. Hold it right there. Whoa.
いいよ、そこに直りなさい。
Take back what you just said.
ああ。
With such a menacing attitude, even a big guy like Eon would naturally be shocked. We were all so startled we ended up sitting up straight out of reflex.
あなたね、
Why is he shocked? He wants
乙
him to
女
do it
心を何に
properly.
も分かってない。
I could tell. Jinya is a romantic, okay? He doesn't want to get married. He doesn't want a girlfriend. He got us by accident. But he's a romantic. So if you just say, we can get married, he does not want you to say that. Nay, nay. He wants the razzle. He wants the dazzle. He wants you to, like, sweep her off her feet. He's like a candlelight dinner with roses kind of guy. What if MC wishes for it looking at Paselia? You really don't understand a maiden's heart, you dummy.
確かにプロポーズのシチュエーションは様々あるわ。
Sparkling princess kind of guy. Honestly, Jinya is my dream. This is my dream man right here. Look at this man. This is the man I want. I mean, sure, there are certainly various ways to propose to your beloved.
凝りに凝ったシチュエーションを整えるもよし、
Preparing a fancy proposal? Nice.
何気ない時間にふと告げるのもこれまたよし。
Suddenly proposing on an otherwise ordinary day? Still acceptable.
でもね、最大の愛の誓いをいつどこでどんな風に伝えるか。
But you know what? You have to think through when, where, and how you make your greatest
考
vow.
え抜かれたそれにこそ尊い愛を感じられるわけ。
Otherwise, you won't be able to feel that precious, sacred, valuable love.
だから今のは全くダメよ。
And what you did just now totally sucked. 0 out of 10.
本当にナンセンス。
It was absolute garbage. Jinya, I'll yell at you. Too much energy. That's his purpose in life. Jinya is definitely one of my favorite love interests. I miss him every day. I miss Twilight. I'm sorry, I miss Rarity and Twilight Sparkle. I miss them both.
まあまあジーニア、落ち着けって。
Calm down, dude. Calm down.
これが落ち着いていられるかってのよ。
You think I can do that in this situation?
すまない。
I'm sorry.
何か自分は良くないことをしてしまったのだろうか。
I forgot Eon wore gloves. Ugh. You're doing too much. Eon doesn't know anything about romance. Calm down. The respect I have for a man who takes care of himself this much, honestly, he makes me want to be a better person. I did a face mask just for Ruki's route once. Like, I felt like I had to. It felt necessary. Not in this economy. Did I do something wrong?
ああ、いやまあ、お前さんらしいっちゃらしい
See,
けどな。
Roddy gets it. You and Roddy understand him. Not really, considering your personality and all. Roddy chose his words carefully, casting an awkward glance.
でも
at
やっぱ
me.
結婚ってのはもっと考えるべきもんだと思うぜ。流れで言うのはもったいねえし。
Will say I literally just woke up from a nap, so I don't have that much energy. Vibe. I have been awake for a few hours, but things kept getting delayed. I meant to start my stream a couple hours ago, which didn't happen. I've got to agree that marriage is something you should consider more through. You can't just go with the flow and propose.
ラディの言う通りだよ。
Roddy is such an old man. Roddy doesn't even know what love is. He is right.
スピレアさん、
Spiria. I guess we were making so much noise that Spiria decided to check what was going on. Spiria, coming from the back of the kitchen, deliberately interrupted Eon. Is the collab stream today? Yeah, it starts at 3 my time, so in 2 hours. I keep checking the Discord just to see. Because everyone's chatting right now in it. So it's gonna be a party of 4, including me. I'm one of the 4. And it's gonna be... I started to... Style. It's gonna be Callie, Mari, Sile, and Trico. So it's gonna be the 4 of us. And everyone's alive, so I don't know if we're gonna start later. Playing Monster Prom, yeah, it's Monster Prom 3, which is really funny because I thought I already owned it, and then it turned out I didn't, so thank goodness. Fish Boy is gonna be the next one. We're gonna do Pastelia on the next stream. It's not like her opinion is completely irrelevant in this after all. And she never did anything rude like meddle in our relationship. Although somewhere deep in her heart, she was probably thinking about our marriage.
いいよ、聞いとくれ。あんたが特殊な人生を歩んできたのは私だって知ってるさ。
And then tomorrow I have an appointment in the morning, but after that I don't have anything planned, and my sister has D&D scheduled tomorrow, which means she's out of the house. So I might have a long stream. I don't think I'll get through 2 routes, but I might get through all of Paselia's and then maybe start Roddy's route, because Vilio is the last one we're doing. And then if we finish this early enough, I'll probably start Charade Maniacs next, but I'll put a vote up so you guys can decide what you think sounds good for next. Yinia, welcome. Yes, Yinia finally got through all of the stuff. And then we have Twyla with us today, who's a boogeyman. Listen, Eon, I know you've led a rather peculiar life.
だから実感が湧かないかもしれない。だけどこれだけは承知してほしい。
Ooh, full house. I know, right? It's super exciting. We got so many people chatting today. I'm a spooky bun. Nice. Spooky season's coming. We're gonna have spooky stuff planned. I usually do a couple horror games in October. Last year I tried to do 13 games in October. I don't think I got to a full 13, but... Dino dancing. Do you remember Dante, side character from Threads of You demo? I just got on Instagram. The dev showed that Dante looks like he is hot. Dante was the white-haired one, right? Dante was the one I made for the thumbnail, isn't it? Is that not Dante? Or was Dante the one that hang? It's been a hot minute. No. Was Dante the sheriff? Did they not show Dante? Am I wrong? It's been so long since we did the Threads of You demo. And we have a demo we're going to be playing next week, guys. Be excited. Dante's the asshole who runs the hotel. Oh! The one that's like, whatever. Get the F out. Oh my god. Okay. Okay, he's hot. So that means we like him now. Got it. It may not have sunk in yet, so I want you to understand something.
結婚ってのはね、その先の人生を決める儀式なんだ。
Listen, we don't like mean guys. Unless they're cute, right? Like, come on. My name is pronounced Yini. Yini? Yini, like the Japanese. I got you, so you're money. Yini, that's very cute. Marriage is the ceremony that determines someone's future.
お互いが自分と相手の未来を真剣に考えた末に決めること。
It's something you and your partner decide after some serious consideration.
それはとても重いもので、今後の人生を縛ることさえある。
It is a very crucial decision that will bind your lives together going forward.
人生を
Bind
縛る。
my life. Yun repeated those words, his hands touching his eye patch. Wink. As he probably knew already, Spiria has been married once. She tied the knot with her now deceased husband and opened Labir to fulfill his dream. She had stayed married to this place ever since, and her words carried serious weight.
そうそう。結婚は人生の中の重要な儀
You
式。
can't vote. I'll double check. I might have made the setting so for my work they had a contest and we just had a lot of random people suddenly start following and we got worried that we might have some like trolls in the chat, so I had made like it a little harder to join for a minute there. So I'll just double check and see what I need to fix, because I made it where you had to have followed for a little while to do stuff just to prevent trolls from getting in, because I thought if we gave them like a week they'd get bored and not be interested anymore. That's right, marriage is an important event in your life, which by the way, I won a hoodie. I don't think I brought it in here with me, but I have a hoodie now that I got from work for that contest. Heck yeah. That's right, marriage is an important event in your life.
でもってこの子みたいな普通の庶民のパンピーであろうと、女の子ならプロポーズに夢を抱くものよ。
Jinia, I love you. Why would you say that? No matter how much of a boring commoner Leah is, every girl dreams of a sweet proposal from their beloved, you know? He didn't have to emphasize the boring commoner part. Though I had to admit Jinia made some good points there.
つまり きな子の人生をその先丸ごともらうのよ。
You're asking her to give you her whole future, you know?
もうちょっと真摯に考えてかっこつけるくらいしなさい。ってことで後日リテイクね。
In any case, let's pretend today's proposal didn't happen, give it some more thought, and redo it later in a more stylish way. He may have been teasing us, but behind those words, he cared deeply for both of us.
彼女のこの先の人生をか。
I'm proud of you, son. Wait, why are you proud of me? What did I do? We talked about this, guys. My attention span is not there. Leah's life, her future, your future too, buddy. Oh, for the hoodie? Oh, thank you. I don't know where it's at. It's a Modern Warfare 3 hoodie. It's very soft. Fun fact, I wear a size medium in men's, specifically. In men's. In women's, I don't, because that's not possible. And I told them my size was a medium, and I'm pretty sure that hoodie is meant for women, because it's hecka tight. So I can't zip it up, but it's a zipper hoodie. So you know what? It's exciting, and it's super soft, and I can wear it like this. A good example is this. I got way too big. This is a very large hoodie. But I wanted a super large hoodie that I could swim in, and guess what? I'm swimming. So, very different from this one, but super cute. I'll wear it some point when I remember where I put it. I don't think it's in this room. It's probably in the living room. Eon repeated Jinia's words over and over again, as if reassuring his life choices. Dude.
まあ、いいようにとっちゃいきなりの話だろうからね。今すぐ理解しろとは言わないよ。
I guess this is all too sudden for you, Eon. We're not saying you have to understand all this right here, right now.
ただ、しっかり考えな。大事なことだからね。
Do give it some very careful thought, though. Marriage is an important event.
そうだな。
I will. Alright, Eon, do you get it now? You good, my guy? It sounds like he was biting his lip. The next moment he turned to me again.
すまない。自分の発言は軽率だった。
I'm sorry, Leah. That was very thoughtless of me. I liked it. I gave you a green thumb for that one.
女性にとって結婚というのは自分が思うよりはるかに重いものというわけだな。
He's such a sweetheart. Yeah, don't say sorry. He doesn't need to apologize. I did not know marriage was a far more serious deal for women. You don't need to apologize. I don't mind it at all. Like I said before, I don't plan on rushing things. Let's take our time and think it over.
ありがとう。感謝する。
No one taught him anything about romance. That's right. No one raised this man. Thank you. I appreciate that. Oh, oops. I forgot to say it earlier, but you worked hard today. Good job. She's like, here's some words of affirmation. I hope you enjoy. Eon gave me a comforting smile. Trying to change the mood, I blurted out the first thing that came to mind. By the way, did something happen? You came home later than usual.
ああ、そのことで伝えなければならないことがある。
About that, there's something I need to tell you. I don't like sentences that start like that, if I'm being real.
実は
Actually.
そうだ。それだったらイオンの手を借りるのはどうかな。
I know. How about we ask Eon for help? What time's the collab? The collab is in 2 hours. I am keeping track of the chat though, just in case they try to start earlier than that, but it's supposed to start at 3 today. Pardon? Earlier today, Prince Calavis had a meeting with Alice at the castle. And then some of you guys will already know a couple of them. Trico, someone who I've collabed with a few times. Sile, I feel like I've done a collab with Sile before, but I've raided his channel a few times as well. So if you guys have been a part of my raids, you probably have met Sile in passing because he's usually on when I'm leaving. So he's fun. He's fun. I reflectively tilted my head the moment my name was called, and then I haven't actually collabed with Callie Marie before, so I don't know them very well. But we're gonna meet them today, and who knows? Maybe we'll have a new best friend. Someone who we can spoil with the Tome games. Also, I see Jay's acrylic standee because I just went back over here. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. It looks like he's eating the flowers, which is giving Anku vibes, which makes me like it on another level. I miss Anku. I miss that man. On the other hand, Alice's face lit up with excitement.
なるほど。確かに今のフェルスには
Reaching for my drink
一
to
つでも
scared
きっ
myself.
かけが欲しいところ。
What Ferris needs right now is a catalyst.
うん。これまでの経歴から見ても、イーオンの存在ならと思って。
And considering his background, Eon is the perfect choice.
さすが王子。ご敬願です。このアレスト感服いたしました。
Impressive. What keen insight you have, Your Highness. I am deeply amazed.
それでどうかな、イーオン。
What's your call, Eon? Eon, don't do it. Don't do it, Eon. It's a trap. It's a trap. You're gonna get trapped.
はい、もちろん。自分のできることであればお引き受けいたします。
By all means, if I can be of assistance, I am more than happy to undertake any quest.
ただ、申し訳ありません。すべてを聞いていたわけではないため、
I'm afraid
話が見えず。
he wasn't even listening. I'm afraid I was not following your conversation. I'm unaware of what you are referring.
ああ、ごめんね。
Sorry about that. Prince paused for a moment before turning towards me.
今、国がフェルスに対して変革を促していることは知ってる？
Do you know that the country is carrying out a reform in Ferris?
多少なりとは聞かされています。
More or less.
あの地下闘技場の崩壊以降、フェルスのあり方が問われていると。
Ever since the collapse of the underground arena, Ferris's principles have been called into question, and I hit B instead of A.
そう、そのことに関連してたけど、できればフェルスでやってほしいことがあってね。
Oh, of course, okay. There's something I need to do there, and it's related to that.
ということで近々フェルスへ行くことが決まったんだ。
That said, I'll be going to Ferris in the near future, forever. You're going to Ferris? Does that mean the prince is going?
そうだ。現地でアレストさんと合流し、仕事をする予定になっている。
We will meet up with Alice and do some work there. So you're going to be home? You're not going to be home for a few weeks. Again? Being Prince Calavis's personal bodyguard, Eon always accompanied him whenever he left the city. One time they went to Kalita, another time they visited Kultura. Moreover, he went to Ferris to inspect the underground arena right after he was assigned the bodyguard role. Why I go on Tumblr and it says a post saying someone said they like Pacelli and Leanne's route. They say Radiatel is cringe and lame for me. They skipped through. What? I think I said this already, but when I was at the IFI event and we were talking about our favorite games and our favorite routes, some of the answers I was hearing made me go, oh. It was no exaggeration to say that he spent a quarter of the year outside the royal capital. So this wasn't exactly the first time we had to be apart from each other.
そうだな。今回の内容から少なくとも1ヶ月ほどはかかるだろう。
Considering what we'll be doing there, I guess it'll take around a month. Okay, okay. Although Eon had gone away on business before, it didn't mean I would ever get used to being away from my beloved. Hiccups. Loneliness washed over me. Seeping into my words, I couldn't hide it. Eon looked somewhat dejected. Did he feel the same way? I'll be lonely. Good luck with work, my guy. Everyone's got different taste. Honestly, terrible taste. I was at the Samurai Comics comic book thing the other day, and they were talking about this one cover, and I'm like, I like it. And then the person I was with was all like, it's okay to be wrong. And I was like, oh, so cruel. Alright, I'll be lonely. My loneliness will be killing me. Alright, my loneliness only grew deeper seeing him with such a look. It's literally okay to be wrong. Yeah, that's basically what they said. I was like, oh my gosh. It was so funny. I'll be lonely. Terrible taste because they don't like Radiant Tell. Honestly, I like Radiant Tell a lot. But it's sarcasm, Jay. We're just being sarcastic. I don't think we judge anybody for their opinions. Everyone's allowed to have different taste in things. It's just surprising. I feel like I don't know, I usually feel like I have kind of a vanilla opinion. Like mine's is like the classic opinion. So when I run into so many people that are like, oh, I loved the fan disc for Keep a Parasite, it's my favorite fan disc, I was just like, cool. That's so cool. I am happy for you. It's not mine. I've seen some bad Otome games, but I can't knock them. I feel the same way. I don't like to, like, if I don't like something, I don't like it. It has nothing to do with what it is. Because someone made that. Someone appreciated that. It's true. At the thing, so many people were talking about how much they liked Sympathy's Kiss and Tengoku, and I was like, oh, cool, 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 cool. Like, Sympathy's Kiss had parts I liked, but I just could not get over the MC. Tengoku started off really strong. It had a lot going for it, and then it just crumbled at the end for me. I'll be lonely. The words almost slipped from my lips. Get a grip. I'll only trouble him if I say that. He's simply leaving the royal capital for work. Rather, I should give him some peace of mind. In that case, I'll prepare some delicious food for your return. This lonely feeling wouldn't ease, but at least I could make the tavern a comforting home for him to return. Keeping that in mind, I gave him a big white smile.
ああ、ありがとう。
Thanks. Mukun, how I missed that boy failure. Mukun. Can you at least send me a letter?
もちろんだ。定期的に近況を知らせよ
Certainly. I will give you regular status updates. And,
なんだジーニア、怖え顔してどうした？
the MC sets it all for me. That's really much true, yeah. Like, I want a good main character. I'm not the person who wants, like, a self-insert feeling character. I want my character to have their own story and their own thoughts, which is why Sympathy's Kiss was so hard for me. There was just so many times where they'd be like, oh, really? And my character hadn't said anything. And I'm like, bro, no. I will say this, I'm not sorry for saying terrible taste. If they don't like it, that's fine. They need better reasons. I don't like how they called it lame and cringe, but it's whatever. Do they even like Otome games? Because what's cringe about it? It's a romantic novel story that you're playing through and choosing what happens next. Like, if we want to talk about cringe, anybody can find Otome cringe. Like, it's very much we have a small community up here in this world. And I love it. I love it a lot. It's a lot of fun for me. What's with that scary face, Ginny?
もうあなたたちって本当にじれったいわね。
Goodness gracious, I can't take it anymore. Both of you are so frustrating. All of a sudden, Ginny squared his shoulders and shoved himself boldly between us. What's wrong?
何そんなこの世の終わりみたいな離れ離れ感出してるのよ。
Why are you two acting like the world's gonna end just because you'll be away from each other?
お互いにそんな顔するくらいなら、あなたもついていけばいいだけの話じゃない。
Oh my god. My friends slander me for watching Otome games. That's not friendly. They have gacha games though, so who's like the real loser? I can ask my friends who play gacha games. I have found my family within Otome games. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I love it here. I don't feel like I need to be embarrassed about enjoying Otome games. They're a so different medium for me to enjoy. Honestly, anytime people ask me what I play, I'm like, I play Otome games, and most people don't know what that means. I'm like, it's like choose your own love adventures. It's like, what's gonna happen next, but you'll probably end up with a boyfriend. And they're like, oh, okay. I wouldn't be friends with someone who talks shit like that. Yeah, I don't want to be friends with someone who's going to... It's difference between teasing playfully and then teasing seriously, and I don't know if I would take it that way. But then again, I live in the world of the animes. and the video games, so a lot of my friends are just in this genre anyways. Okay, it's friendly banter. Alright, well when you say they talk shit, that's that's scary. If you're gonna be like this, you should just take Leah with you. Take your girl with you, man. What did you just say? He's going there for business, for the government. I can't just tag
今
along.
さら何言ってんのよ。国公認のサーカスに所属してたくせに。
I'm still coming out of my shell. Hey, it's a process, and that's good. You're taking baby steps. It's worth it. Weren't you part of circus, a performance troupe founded by the king?
あなたが一人や二人増えたとこで、あーちゃんもダメとは言わないわよ。
Ollie surely won't mind if one or two people tag along. He pointed his finger at me as he
それとも
spoke.
何？今さらこの場所を離れるのはどうとかこうとか言うつもり？
What? Are you gonna say you can't afford to leave this place or something? No, but...
イーオンも正直に言いなさい。この子がいた方が嬉しいわよね。
You too, Eon. Be a little more honest, will you? You'd be happier if she joins you, no?
それはもちろんだが。
Of course I would. I don't know what a Neke turtle is, but you got me. Eon shifted his gaze to look at me. I wasn't going to lie and say I wouldn't be ecstatic if I got to go with Eon. But what about the tavern? Spiria looked up right at that very moment, almost as if she could read my mind.
店の方は問題ないよ。ちょうどそろそろ設備の入れ替えで何日か閉める予定だったしね。
Prim is correct. That is correct. Turtles, unfortunately, in media are often described as if their shells are like an actual shell, like a seashell, but they're actually part of their bodies. So a turtle would actually die if it came out of its shell. Yeah. Yeah. Good job. Don't worry about the store. I'm planning on closing for a few days so I can change out some of our equipment
ジー
anyway.
ニアが同行 OK って言うなら大丈夫なんだろう。
There's also a baby chick. That's a better. I like that analogy more. Jinia already gave the okay too. You should
だ
go.
な。それでも何かあったらジーニアが責任を取る。
I agree. He'll take responsibility if anything happens, won't you, Jinia?
まあね。私が言い出した話だし。
Of course I will. I mean, I'm the one who suggested the idea in the first place.
そうだ。フェルスに行くならルーナもついてったらどうだ？
Oh, it's okay, Twilight. We're baby chicks together. See? Since we're together, we're going to Ferris. Why don't you take Luna with you?
久々に里帰りしてこいよ。個人のやつらに会いたいって言ってたろ？
It's been a while since you visited home, yeah? Didn't you say you missed the kids at the orphanage?
いいの？
Can I? Aw, man, Luna, you can go wherever you want, girl.
まあ一人も二人も変わんないわ。別にいいんじゃないかしら。
It shouldn't be a problem if it's one or two people tagging along. Junior
あ
keeps saying
あ、
that.
手
Yeah,
紙
sure.
だけじゃ孤児院の先生も心配するよ。久々に顔見せに行ってやんな。
I'm sure your letters aren't enough to ease the matron's worries. You should go see them. It's been a long time.
イオンさんもお姉ちゃんもいい？
Are you both okay with that?
ああ、自分としては何も問題ない。
I do not see any problem with it. Me neither. If anything, I like the idea. I know exactly how lonely being away from home for a long time felt. There was no reason we shouldn't let her see her
み
family.
んなありがとう。楽しみだ
Oh, Luna. Thank you, everyone. I look forward to it.
な。孤児院のみんなに戻るからって手紙書かなくちゃ。
I'm gonna let the kids at the orphanage know I'm coming back home. Luna looked really thrilled as Jinia clapped.
それじゃあ決まりね。あーちゃんには私から今回の件伝えておくから。
It's all set then. I'll let Ollie know about the plan. I owe you, Jinia.
いくらでも感謝していいのよ。この愛の大精霊ジーニア様にね。
You know it. I'm the great spirit of love. Go on, thank me.
大精霊。
Oh, Luna, I love that name. That's why I named my character. Technically, I have... Oh gosh, hang on. Hang on. We don't just make My Little Pony references. I have Nightmare Moon here. This is Luna's evil version. I like Luna. No spice, lack flirting, more feels romance, story feels flat, lack of depth, cringe. Flowers bloom by recharging people's hearts. That's what the person feels about Radiant Cell. The first one? Or the second one? Lack of flirting, more feels... Okay, so... There is no spice. So the first things first, there was no spice. We talked about that too, though, and we determined we felt like the reason there wasn't a lot of spice was because of her age, which also makes it hard to enjoy the story. I wouldn't say the story felt flat, and I feel like they had lots of depth. So, see, I don't agree. I agree with parts of it. But lacking flirting? I don't know. It definitely had a build-up, and it did suddenly feel like now they like each other. This feels like a light-heart Disney movie, as someone described it. That's honestly a great way to describe it, yeah. Like, it's not full of romance, and it's not full of, like, strong pools and stuff like that. It definitely had like, oh, and now we're together kind of vibes. Me personally, not every Atome game needs spice. No, especially if you're enjoying the story. And I think they made a really enjoyable story. This feels like a good old fairy tale movie. Yeah, that they just added a little bit of like, and then they date, and then they kiss, like moments. The lightheartedness is the point. Yeah, this one, I like it. It's a very chill game. I think after we went through Tengoku struggle, right? We went through Sympathy Kiss. We had sympathy struggles for a little while there, right? This game was like a breath of fresh air. I think after going through those two games, like it's lighthearted, it's well written, it's enjoyable. You don't need to have chaos in a story to make it interesting, and I think that's fine. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed all the routes in this game. There wasn't a route in this game I hated, except for Sapura. But that was his own fault, right? He stopped talking to us. He did that. He's a great spirit.
お題はあなたとイーヨンの作った美味しいスイーツでよろしく。
You can just pay me with your delicious handmade sweets. I hate Roddy's route, yes. But he's got the arms of a king, so what can I do? And I want to date the old king. I want to date the OG king. I want his story. We'll make something special for you. And with that, Eon, Luna, and I were all set to head to Ferris. This wouldn't have happened if it weren't for Ginya's encouragement. It's about time, honestly. Time passed, but before I knew it, it was the night before our departure. After Bustafella, this game is a ray of light. I'm really sad I can't play Bustafella. I wanted to. I bought it. I was going to. I stood in the kitchen and stared at the leftover ingredients. I had some flour, sugar, and slightly aged eggs. We need food that can last a long time considering how long it'll take to get to Ferris. Let's see, with this ingredients, I can make cookies. I recalled the recipe for cookies and lined up sugar, butter, and a few other ingredients. I've got to make several kinds so that we won't get tired of them. Now what can I make with all of these most filling? I heard quiet footsteps coming down the second floor.
こんな時間に何を
I didn't hit the button on purpose. We need a CG. What are you doing this late? Sorry, did I wake you up? I have some spare time, so I thought I'd make cookies for the trip. Ferris is pretty far from here, you know?
確かに道中でつまめるものがあると助かるな。
You have a point. Having something to eat while on the road would be nice. And cookies are the best. Like, honestly, I love cookies.
だがそれなら自分にも声をかけてくれてよかったんだぞ。
You should have told me, though. I would have gladly helped you out. But you came home later than usual, didn't you? And you still need to pack for tomorrow, too. You should get some rest while you can.
準備は終えているから問題ない。
You need to play Bustafellows, even if you can't stream it. It's my favorite game. I mean, Ken's in it, right? Like, Ken's a voice in that game, and I will follow that man to the end of the world if I can. Like, he's so breathy. That's the word I'm gonna go with. He breathes so well. He's got me. This room's getting warm. It's officially summertime in Arizona, and like I said, it's getting hot outside, so thus I can't always wear a jacket anymore. It's breaking my heart. You have to 110 complete it. Oh man, I don't know. I mean, I can play the first chapter. So I did ask what can be streamed, so the first chapter is playable. Ken is so good as Limbo. Guys, stop. There's already so many other games I can't play. It's alright, I am done packing.
それに休むという意
Shu,
味な
my
ら
husband, I think Shu
あ
was
な
the
た
one I
と
think
一
is
緒に
cute.
歌
He's
詞
the
を
one with
作る
the
時間こ
gloves,
そ
right?
何よりも心が休まるし
The black
癒
gloves.
される
Hear me out. You can't see his hands right now. I like gloves. Gloves. Is that a attraction? I don't know, but I like it. I feel rested and relaxed when I bake sweets with you.
ということで一緒に作っても
There's his
構わないか
glove. Will you let me help? Sure. You're more than welcome to. We shared a smile as he moved to stand next to me.
しかしあなたこそ準備はいいのか
Speaking of which, have you finished packing yet?
長旅ともなればやはり女性の方が準備は大変だろ
Girls usually have more things to prepare for a long trip, do they not? I mean, 6 pairs of underwear is reasonable for a 3-day trip.
うおそらくサーカスの時ほどは快適な旅でもないだろうし
I love all of them, but Mozu, my king. Which one's Mozu? I only have a couple of them on my brain that I can remember. There's a guy. Hang on. What all do I have? Bustafellas is the first. Hang on. This will be so easy to grab. I have this alphabetized. Mozu. Oh, he's normal. He looks so normal. Interesting. I've had this game since 2002. Ah, my life. Guy who works at the morgue. Oh, exactly. Is he not normal? He just looks normal. Also a guy called Scarecrow. What a name. I did ask if I'm allowed to do a review of it too. They did say I could review it, so I could play it just to do a review. That's a process. Not to mention this trip will probably be not be as pleasant as those when we were in circus. Oh, don't worry. I've grown used to traveling. I'm all done. I pointed at the table. More specifically, I pointed to the luggage I'd put together earlier. I packed some makeup since I can't borrow Ginny's this time. But not a lot. I put way more snacks in my bag than anything. I guess it's kind of weird for a lady to put her appetite before her looks. I laughed awkwardly, but Ian gave me a gentle smile.
そんなあなただから自分は好ましいと思っている
That's what I love about you, your lack of makeup. Thank you. This red, it's natural. Yeah, that's what my face does. It's me. I'm weird. I do not think so. This is exactly what I love about you.
ステージに立つ時のような
Let's be
華やか
real.
な姿もも
I
ちろん
like
好きだが
snacks. It's very apparent when you look at me. Do not get me wrong. I adore how gorgeous you look when you are on the stage.
こうして隣で笑っていてくれる自然体のあなたが一番好きだからな
What I love most, however, is seeing you be yourself, laughing and joking beside me. Okay, you're cute. My cheeks reddened.
それに可愛すぎる姿だとよからぬ輩も寄ってくる追い払うのも大変なんだ
He did good. Crashed it at the end. What? It'll be difficult to drive away all the bad guys if you look too pretty. Hey. He smiled teasingly and planted a warm kiss on the top of my head. He kissed me lightly as if marking me as his. I wanted a CG. What the heck? Then he walked to the back of the kitchen to pick a topping for the cookies. What a cunning man. The heat of the kiss lingered on my skin. I tried to focus on making the cookies in an attempt to calm down. What? We spent a quiet, peaceful night before leaving Le Bier. We walked We talked to each other all the while, but we never ran out of topics. Dehydrate. We've been robbed. It's not the first time either. They've done it twice, like in the other ones too. We talked to each other all the while, but we never ran out of topics. We exchanged words while leisurely making the cookie dough. Honestly, we should have gone to bed early for tomorrow. But it's been a while since I've been to Ferris. I guess I'm so excited that I can't
そう
sleep.
か。そういえばあなたがフェルスに行くのはあの事件以来か。
Remember when we went to Ferris last and people died? Oh, gosh, what a time, right? Now that you mention it, you have not been there at all since the incident, have you? Possibly. It hasn't even been a year, but it feels like a different life. Strange, isn't it? I looked at my hands kneading the dough, and half closed my eyes, reminiscent. Whoa. Sure, I have everything marked on here. Engraved on the back of my left hand was the mark from the intaglio ring. This tattoo wasn't a curse, rather it was a symbol of our friendship. Say, Eon, I know I should have asked earlier, but do you ever feel depressed when you go to Ferris? I was kind of hesitant to ask, but it was something I had been wondering for a while. Hi! Perhaps Eon hadn't expected it either since he looked somewhat surprised.
心配してくれているのか。
I'm gonna make bubble tea after work today, right in time for the collab. Holy snap. We actually have some pre-packs for bubble tea. However, I don't know if I have everything I would need to make it. But one is a matcha flavor. One is a strawberry flavor. I wish you all the luck, Ray. I want you to have the best bubble tea ever. Are you worried about me? Yeah, my guy. Like, I love you. Like, what do you mean? I remember the complicated look on your face last time you had to visit Ferris. And it wasn't just that one time. You got this! You can do it! Look at all that. Look at how everyone's cheering for you, Ray. Oh, we've got a brown sugar kit. That's the best. Dude. Eon didn't have any half-decent memories of Ferris, let alone good ones. He had to confront his past whenever he went there. And I would always feel frustrated because I couldn't be there for him. What if he was suffering? What if he was having a hard time? What if he had to endure all sorts of painful emotions by himself?
ありがとう。
I appreciate your concern. Listen, I'm not saying I want a bad guy, but if there was a bad guy in this game that falls in love with me, it'd be fine if it was you. They sell them on Etsy? Oh. I mean, I live near an H Mart and a bunch of other, like, Asian food places, which is where I've gotten many of my kids, so. Plus, there's so many bubble teas. There's actually there's the bubble tea place opening up here. It's apparently from California. They are opening it up. It's not too far from it's far from my home, but it's not too far from my home. I'm super excited in it. Like, oh my goodness. There's also Bosa Donuts here. If you've ever been to Arizona and you haven't been to Bosa, I don't know if it's in other states or places. It is a chain. It doesn't look like a chain. If you go there, you'll be like, this feels like a mom and pop shop. It is not. It is definitely around. And they have bubble tea and donuts and ham and cheese croissants, which are my favorite. His mouth unexpectedly twitched into a smile, his expression filled with increasing warmth.
確かにあの土地ではいろいろあった。いい思い出ばかりじゃないのも事実だが。
All kinds of things happened there. I will not lie and say I've forgotten the past. Eon then pulled me closer. I swear to God. Better. Could be better, but I'll take it. I usually get my bubble tea from one place. It's expensive, but cute. Does it come in a cute jar? I have one place where you get it in an egg. It's like a dragon's lair. He softly pressed his lips to the back of my hand, right on the mark engraved on my skin. Hyun, what are you?
あの場所は今や自分にとって ただ避けたいだけの場所ではない。
Paris is no longer a city I want to avoid.
仲間たちがかけがえのないつながりをくれた場所で。
I love this CG. I love Eon. I mean, he's beautiful. Like, and he's got these glovies, and he's got this eye patch, and he's got silver hair, which is my favorite color in a man. Wait, no, not cute. My mind blanked at the end, and I typed cute. You mean you blinked because you saw the CG. I have a reusable glass cup and straw they let me take to refill at my boba place. Oh, we have a place called Milk Run. And they have a like little baby milk jugs that are glass that you can purchase, and those are cute too. And you can get them refilled when you go back. Is it a place where I formed an irreplaceable bond with my
あな
friends?
たが自分の辛く苦しい過去を受け入れた上でさらに塗り替えてくれた場所なのだから。
A place where you accepted and recolored my harrowing past. Eon brought his face close to my ear. He sounded like he was looking back on a precious
消せない過去もある。苦しかった思い出もある。
My past cannot be erased, and I certainly have painful memories
だが
there.
同時に仲間を得た喜びもあなたと共にあれると感じた幸せも。
But at the same time, I have happy memories now because it is where I gained friends and got together with you.
すべてがあの街にある。
I experienced everything in that exact city. Eon slowly opened his eye.
血統都市フェルスはどこよりも大切な街なんだ。
Paris is a place very dear to me, more so than anywhere else. It was a statement that the old Eon would never ever have said. He was neither bluffing nor pretending. His soft touch and gentle voice told me that was what he said was true. AC. Who knows what the other eye is doing? Exactly. You can't say his eyes are on me. One's behind a patch. In fact, earlier in the game, he said my left eye. So he also is in the knowledge that his eyes are not both visible. He decided to move forward while embracing his painful past and horrible memories. Seeing his determination, I gave him a smile. The place he treasured would always be my precious place too. In that case, let's create an even more happy memories when we're in Fair.
ああ、約束だ。
Sure, it's a promise. This angle, though, how is he holding her? Eon kissed the back of my hand again, a promise kiss. He then released me, though his eyes remained.
それに今回はあなたが一緒だ。不安に思うことなど何もない。
You'll be with me this time, Leah. There's nothing to worry.
本来は一人で行く予定が一緒に行けることになっ
I
た。
love this man.
それがとても嬉しいんだ。
I like him so much. Driving home will be home. People are getting into places, positions, if you will. I was supposed to travel alone, but I am over the moon now that you are coming too. Seeing that gentle smile of his, I couldn't believe I ever said he looked scary. That smile was more than enough proof he had moved on from his past. He still looks scary. You can be two things. Rosaline Nico. Hello. We'll be lurking. Excellent. I enjoy that. Welcome to chat today. That smile was more than enough proof.
まああなたには長旅で負担をかけてしまうかもしれないが。
I have to apologize for making you go on a long trip, though. It's with you, so we'll be fine. Don't worry about it. You know I feel lonely when you said we had to be apart for a while. So I'm really glad that we could go together this time. Audio went bad for a second. Listen. Crunchy's back. Oh, was it just the game? Because this could be my internet. Is what my bits rate? No, my bit rate's really good right now. My love is back. Crunchy? Is it still crunchy? Am I just crunching? Is it me or is it the game sound? Or is it all of the sounds? All good now? Okay. Game. I might just need to restart you the game. Okay, well, that's might be the Elgato. I might just need to unplug and plug the thing in. Could be your net. I don't know. It could be. Honestly, we have what's known as brownouts. That's when it gets so hot that the power goes out. So something could be acting weird somewhere out there. Am I even connected to the internet, bro? That'd be funny. Nah, it says I am. Okay, we're good. We shared a look before going back to baking or cooking. We chatted casually as we worked. It was then that I realized there was something I needed to let him know. Eon, there's something I need to tell you.
伝えたいこと
What is it? I want to know too. You see, it's about the marriage stuff we talked about earlier.
それは
Oh. Oh no. I couldn't bring myself to say it with the others watching. I want you to decide if you want to marry me for yourself. It doesn't matter how long that may take. Don't go proposing to me because I'm waiting for it or because everyone's telling you to. What I want to hear the most is your very own decision.
自分で考えて決める
My very own decision, huh? Eon pondered my words, his face very serious. Feeling bad, I continued in a hurry. Sorry, I didn't mean to trouble you. You don't need to decide right away. It's an important decision like this isn't something you can make just by mulling it over on your own for a while. He's like, right now then. You could try talking to people and listening to what they say about it. I'll do the same thing too, so let's take our time and find our answer together, okay?
あありがとう
Yes, thank you, Leah. Aw. I decided to brighten the mood after that. Alright, what ingredients are cookie cutters should we use this time? Shall we make them fancy, since you're helping?
やはり定番は蜂蜜やチョコだな腹持ちのするナッツもいい
Honey and chocolate are classic choices. We can also use nuts for fiber. I don't think I've ever had a honey cookie before. Savory stuff is good too. We still have some cheese and herbs left. What cookies have cheese in them? We should make cocoa cookies since there's Luna's
ではせっかくだ
favorites.
この前買ったこのウール型を使ってみよ
We might as well use the Wooloo-shaped cutter we brought the other day. What do you think? Oh my god. Fae that resembles flying sheep. Most are white, but there's a select few that are black. If they get used to you, they will recognize you on sight. Oh my gosh. They look so adorable with the vanilla and cocoa frosting. We can have black and white Wooloo. And thus we continued to spend time in the kitchen. What we were doing was simple and ordinary, but I treasured every second of it. We had a blast making all kinds of cookies late into the night, and in the morning when we looked at the huge pile of cookies we baked, we couldn't help but laugh. I'm so happy for them. Like, dude, this is all these guys need. They don't need nothing else. They just need each other, bro.
あ、見えてきたよ
I see it. My eyes flittered to the scene outside the window when Luna shouted. Beyond the forest was sturdy stone walls. This outer wall, which had no decoration adorning it whatsoever, gave off an impression of a barbarism. Varys, the dual city. Founded by the great spirit Valen, it's a city surrounded by 9 arenas, both big and small. It's been so long. Last time I came here, I hardly even had time to breathe with all the commotion. Taking a long, close look at the wall, I was left. I got crunchy that time, my voice started to crack. I was left in awe with its overwhelming presence. I hate life. I got a cuts on my fingers, gonna forget about the cut, and out of nowhere be in pain because of hand sanitizer. That's so... Like, my least favorite is when you put hand sanitizer on and then you find out how many tiny cuts you have on your hand without even realizing it. Like, what was I doing? And afterwards, we arrived at the main gate and started uploading our luggage and discussing everyone's plan.
それじゃあ私は孤児院に行ってくるね
Like, exactly. You'd think I work with scissors every day. I don't. I'll be going to the orphanage then.
滞在中は向こうに泊まるから、何かあれば個人宛てに連絡お願い。
I'll be staying there. Send a message if anything happens.
ああ、久々の帰郷なんだ。水入らずの時を過ごすと。
Oh ho ho, box and paper cuts. I like the eyes. Definitely feel it in my soul. Got it. Go spend some time with your family. You have not been home for a while. We'll come say hello tomorrow after we've settled in.
みんなも喜ぶと思う。それじゃあ行ってきます。
I'm sure everyone will be happy to see you. Talk to you later. Bye bye. Bye, Luna. She looks so happy.
よほど家族に会うのが楽しみなのだろうな。
She must have been dying to see her family. Then why did we steal her? We glance at each other as we wave to Luna.
さてと。では自分たちも暗くなる前にテントを設営するとしよう。
We have to set up the tent before nightfall. You would think that royalty would get a room to stay in the Dual City. Just hear me out. There's like 4 windows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 20. It's like 400 rooms at the very least. Like, I wish I had some band-aids for my fingers so I won't feel pain later on. Listen, you should go buy band-aids. I'm sure there's some cute ones. You get some bluey ones. Those are cute. Settle for the tent for nightfall. We're gonna take this prince and put him in a tent outside the city. After some time, we had finished setting up the tent and were relaxing, cups of tea in hand.
2人とも長旅ご苦労だった。
You both must be tired from the
もう
trip.
少し早く合流する予定だったが、視察が長引いてしまってな。待たせてすまなかった。
Sorry to keep you waiting. I wanted to join you sooner, but the inspection dragged on longer than expected. Alice visited us once he finished his errand.
いえ、アレストさんこそお疲れ様です。
The prince chose to rough it out here. Like, but what if someone breaks it? It's a tent. It's like a blanket. The fact that the whole town is one building is wild to me. It's like Alaska. I've never been to Alaska. But I would love that. I would love cities to be like this. This would be super cool. Imagine little cities that are like this. They're just... This is a populace of about 1,000 people, I would say. Well, I mean, I don't know. This is probably bigger than it looks, but... You pretend each pillar is a room with 2 windows. It's no problem. You must be tired as well. One and done trip. Yeah, everything's here. You don't have to go anywhere else. I'm sorry too. I know it was unreasonable for me to ask to come join you this trip. I apologize to the bespectacled man, but only waved his hand dismissively.
その点は気にしないでくれ。急な仕事を依頼したのはこちらだ。
Don't worry about it. We're the ones who asked Eon to deal with this on short notice in the first place.
イーオンの役目も多いからな。支えてくれる君がいることはむしろありがたい。
Rather, I wanted to thank you for coming and being his emotional support. We have so much to do here. Alice adjusted his glasses as he
さて、
spoke.
早速で申し訳ないのだが、まずは改めて今回頼む仕事について説明させてもらおう。
Eon, I love you and I miss you. That's so fair. Anyway, let me explain the sort of work I want you to handle before we start talking about the main reason you're here.
まず一つ、これは君たちとて噂程度には耳にしていると思うが、
I'm guessing you've heard this rumor already, but...
この決闘都市フェルスは今変革の真っ只中にある。
This very city, Ferris, is currently in the midst of reformation. The travelers who come to our tavern talked about it actually. The country is trying to change. The whole strength is justice ideology, if I'm not mistaken.
なあ、すべてを勝負で決するというフェルスの根幹をなす理念。
I will do the same thing for Sheen when Virtue comes out, and also 9-Rip just because I only saw one route. 9-Rip has such a bad date, by the way, guys. I don't know. I don't know what we're gonna do. I don't know how long Virtue is. But 9-Rip comes out right before Verge, by the way, and it's going to make me cry. Weeks, I might add. Just a couple weeks before Verge. Correct. Ferris's primary judicial system is to have every decision made through a match.
これは伝統といえば聞こえはいいが、その実、人々の格差を広げている原因に他ならない。
Tradition though it may be is literally the cause of the widening gap between the people here. If I were honest, I was really happy to learn that this country had taken action in this matter. So what if it was a principle that had been passed down for thousands of years? Many people had lost their place under this tyranny. I'd witnessed it myself. If someone like me had noticed it, then what about the city's residents? They must have felt it even more strongly. The rich grew stronger, the poor were exploited mercilessly. I didn't see anything wrong with trying to get rid of this cycle of torment.
しかしその改革は思ったほど進んでいるわけではない。
However, this reformation is not going as smoothly as we had hoped.
国の強制介入に対してかつてのフェルス浄化作戦の再来ではという反対の声も非常に大きい。
The majority are opposing the government's intervention because it reminds them of the Ferris's burn.
自分はそう聞いています。
At least that's what I heard, in passing or like directly.
その通りだ。この改革に対し、住民の意見は賛成派と反対派、二つに割れているのが現状だ。
Birthday, come on, Leia, you know what to do. 9-Rip, listen, choose us. Yeah, it's not easy. I need my husband. Listen, this is a game I've been waiting for, right? It'd be even harder if he was voicing both of them, if I'm being honest. If he was in there, I would be like in death. I'd be dying. I have to like reevaluate my life and my schedule. Like there's so much. Citizens are divided into two factions regarding the Reformation, those who are in support and those who aren't.
これまで
It's always great
このルールで利益を享受していた立場の者も
You
多い。
got this. It's like, and then the subtitles is like, she indeed did not have this. The most influential people have benefited greatly from this ideology. Ion explained that reformation would be difficult without the support of the city's leaders. The fact that 9-Rip comes halfway out into the month is inconvenient, huh? It's inconvenient because Verge comes out shortly thereafter. Like, there's not enough time. Thank you. The citizens support the Reformation, then the majority still...
いや、それも難しい。
Not gonna lie, I forgot the release date for Verge, so that was fine with 9-Rip, and then you mentioned Verge, and I was like, fuck, yeah. November 7th, right? It's like 2 weeks after. I'm gonna die. Right? Am I crazy? I know it's October 7th, 15th? Where am I? October 15th and then November 7th. Those are the 2 dates that we need to remember. And those are the 2 dates that hurt my feelings the most. They're so close to each other. I cannot finish 9-Rip in that amount of time. There's no way. It's no easy task though. Alice interrupted me, shaking his head weakly.
正しいことだからといって、弱い立場の人間が皆賛成するほど、世間は簡単ではないということだ。
Isn't so kind. Getting the weak to rally just because it's the right thing to do isn't so simple. What does he mean by that? I stared at him, waiting for more. Did he not realize I was confused? I was literally tilting my head, bro. Or maybe he noticed but wasn't giving any further explanation on purpose. Instead of clarifying, he switched topics.
住民の意見が割れているのも問題だが、一番の懸念点は町の最高権力者たちだ。
Different factions aside, our main concern is getting leadership support. Alright, bet. What do we gotta do there? Just like every other city, Ferris's mayor was an official dispatch from the royal capital. Due to the city's beliefs, however, the mayor was nothing more than a figurehead. Classic. Just trash. He may have presided over festivals or ceremonies, but he carried no real political power. Instead, the true power laid in the hands of the 8 owners of the small arenas.
以前逮捕されたアービーを除けば、現在、小闘技場のオーナーは7名。
There's currently 7 arena owners, not counting Avi, who's in prison. Oh, he still owns his land. That's
彼らもまた、町の改革について、賛成3と反対4で割れている。
So far, only 3 have agreed to the Reformation. The rest are in opposition, which means we have to deal with them.
国はもちろん賛成側なので、オーナー会議を何度開いても、平行線のまま終わっている状況。
I forgot that Avi's alive. He dies in some of them. Common route is long, plus there are 4 branches in each common route. The 4 branches got 2 love interests, so technically kind of still common route until you choose a love interest. So yeah, no way you will finish it. So true. So true, fam. Here's the thing that I'll probably end up doing. I need to find out how long Verche is, because if Verche is like Radiant Tale, where we can finish a story in a day, we could be okay, right? However, if it's not like Radiant Tale and it's more like the original Verche, which took us our entire life to finish, 86 hours, I think. It was something wild, right? We could die. You may play Verche first, then 9 Rip. What I could do is every other stream, right? So it could be 9 RP on Tuesdays, and it could be Verche on Thursdays. Actually, wait, let me look at my calendar. I have a calendar here, guys. 12-hour stream flashbacks. Yay! Everyone liked those, right? That was everyone's favorite. Like... Yeah. November 7th is a Thursday. Honestly, that gives us 1, 2, 3... 4... That's 4 weeks apart. Honestly, we might get a pretty decent amount. 12-hour streams every day before Verche comes out. 12 hours, yes. We've done, all in all, in the year, we've done 3 12-hour streams. We did a 12-hour stream for Verche. We did a 12-hour stream for Tengoku Struggle, but we started it so early that day, I didn't feel like 12 hours. I forgot whose route that was. And there was somebody else we did a 12-hour stream for. It was Suffering. It was Suffering Adpol's route. Listen. You loved it. You loved it so much. It was your favorite route. You're like, oh my gosh, I wish I could do this every single day. You were so jelly beans. You're like, I miss this man. Call me your sister one more time. I know what you like. I wanted to die during his route. It sounds like a fun time. Everyone should go back to the 12-hour stream. It's from last November, so... In honor of that 12-hour stream, we'll definitely have to do a 12-hour stream for Verche. We'll probably have to figure that one out. I have to finish the Verche VODs. You so need to finish the Verche VODs. It was a great time. This is sarcasm, by the way. But it was fun. It just wasn't a great time. We were exhausted. With the government on the supporters' side, we will never reach an agreement no matter how many meetings we hold.
このままでは一向に話が進まず、ただ時間だけが過ぎていくわけだ。
Please check out the VODs. I was like, I'll burn this game. Yeah, if you want someone to sell this to you, Asia was there the whole time. We won't be able to make any progress if things continue this way. So what's Eon's role in all of this?
先日崩壊した地下闘技場は、この町の歪みを象徴した存
I
在。
was losing my mind. I was pissed. I don't want to finish Eve's route, dude. Eve's. I miss him. I miss him a lot. My baby's already depressed enough. He continues to surprise you. The underground arena is a symbol of Ferris's inequality. Was it Blue that was there when we were in Eve's route and we were just sitting there going like, this is fine? At that point where he took his mask off and we were just like, this was not the Phantom of the Opera I was expecting. I can't remember who was there. I need to look at Sheen's ass to cheer up. Aww. The underground arena is a symbol of Ferris's
そこで
inequality.
苦
As
しんでいた
a
イーオン
survivor
の
of the
声は
arena,
事態を動かす切り札となりうる。
I believe Eon can show these arena owners the true cost of their philosophy.
自分に闘技場オーナーたちと
He's
対
went
談
through
し
the
ろ
nine circles of hell
と
and
いう
back.
ことですよね。
That's true. That kid, he had such a bad life. Like, poor Eves. Like, that kid, he was tortured so many times. In other words, you want me to talk to the arena
すまない
owners.
とは思っている。君のトラウマを持ち出した上で政治利用するなど。
I feel terrible using your trauma for our political gain, but hear us out, it might work.
だが現状では手が詰まっている。とにかく動きを作らなくてはどうにもならない。
We're stuck at the moment, we need to make a different move.
いえ、分かっています。
It's alright, I understand.
この町は自分にとっても縁の深い場所。何か
I need
力
to
になれ
find a
るとい
picture
う
of
のであれ
Sheen's
ば
ass. I mean, image
協
of
力を惜し
Eves,
む気はありま
MC
せん。
and Sheen on bed together. Ooh, that was my favorite Sheen. I got to the part with the grave and I was like, alright, time out. It was like an hour ahead from where I last stopped. Oh, really? There's so many moments in that game. I have a very deep connection to this city. I will gladly cooperate if there is anything I can do to help. Alice sighed in relief and thanked Eon.
ではオーナーたちとの会議については日時があればまた連絡する。
I'll contact you again once the schedule for the meeting is
それまで
set.
は
Until then,
すまないついでに治安一隊の仕事を手伝ってほしい。どうしても人手不足でな。
is it still crunchy? What have I done? I haven't done anything too different than I normally do. Aside from making extra crunchy. Ooh. Okay, but it's the game, right? It's just the game. I sound fine. It's just the game being crunchy. Interesting. Yeah, just the game. Is it still crunching? Because I can unplug the Elgato. It might be because I separated stuff. Potentially.
「それまではすまないついでに治安一隊の仕事を手伝ってほしい。どうしても人手不足でな。
Is it crunching? Is it crunching? It's gone? Okay. Yeah, I'll probably unplug the Elgato after this and give it a break. There's so many things. Until then, I'm sorry, but can you help? The public security forces were short-staffed.
承知しました。明日には治安維持隊の詰め所に挨拶へ向かいます。
Can you go convince all these people to join our side? Can you also go and help work for us in the department? Like, can you just work 24/7? Understood. I'll visit the office tomorrow. After that, Alice explained the security forces
では
job.
今日はゆっくり休んでくれ。明日からよろしく頼む。
Very well. Make sure you get plenty of rest today. I'll see you tomorrow. He left the tent so quickly that I didn't even have time to offer him tea. He seems very busy.
あ
Not that
あ、
short
もともと
staffed.
忙しい方ではあるが、最近はかなり慌ただしいよう
Dude,
だ。
even in fictional games, we're short-staffed. I forgot to make the chapter for chapter 2. I just realized I got so distracted. I forgot to mark that Eon chapters 2 had started. Oh gosh. Oh well. We'll just have to add all of those in later. He's always been a busy person, but he is swamped with work these days. I better give him some snacks next time. I'd like to thank him for letting me come along and for always being so kind and helpful to Eon. So, that means you're going to greet people at the Public Security Forces office tomorrow?
ああ、そのつもりだ。
Yeah, that's the plan. Shall we go together? We've come all this way here, so I want to take a stroll and go shopping, my guy.
わかった。なら明日は共に出かけることにしよ
I'm mad I can't believe this. I still got this screenshot of ... prim and blue moment during Tengoku's struggle. So when they were in hell together? Let's head out tomorrow together. We talked the next day's plans before Eon looked up at the sky and changed the topic.
そろそろ日も傾いてきたし、夕食の準備をしておくか。
Ah, maggots. Thank you. See, I forgot the association and I just said croissants earlier without even thinking about it. And now I'm sad again. The sun is about to set. Shall we prepare tonight's dinner? How about we make some soup with the leftover ingredients? I'm gonna go shopping tomorrow anyways.
最後に立ち寄った村で買ったパンも残っていたな。あちらも食べてしまおう。
I think we'll have some bread from the last village we stopped at. Let's eat that as well. Bro, I love bread. Give me the carbs. After that, the kitchen was filled with the pleasant sound of me and Eon cooking in the kitchen. I recalled that Alice had spoken about earlier.
その通りだ。
I gotta
この
keep
改
it.
革に対し、住民の意見は賛成派と反対派、2つに割れているのが現状だ。
Okay, it looks like we have about 15 minutes before people start jumping in the chat. We're the theme. I feel nothing from the word now. I'm immune. I don't. Okay, again, I think we've talked about being... Okay, Prim, try to stop me. Silence me, if you will, with water. I also need to grab a drink. I listen to Slipknot, so being called a maggot is fine, because that is what they call their fans, so whatever. But imagining my food is different. Don't let Prim stop you. My food and those two words don't go together. Citizens are divided into two factions regarding the Reformation, those who are a support, those
正し
who
い
aren't.
ことだ。
That's a flashback. We don't do flashbacks. I don't know why, but this comments are bothering me. I feel like something's off. It made sense that the influential and powerful opposed the Reformation, but thinking back on what he said earlier, it sounds like the majority of the oppressed were against it too. I wonder why. Because when you're being oppressed, you don't realize you're being oppressed. I continued cooking as I searched for an answer to that question to no avail. Which reminds me, I have to, I've been slow to ship these out, by the way, guys. These have no addresses on it right now, but I have everything in boxes. So I put a little box in here to put the keychain in. I was scared of putting them in bubble mailers, which why it took longer. So originally I was going to put them in this, and I was like, I want something in there. So we're in a box inside of this so they don't get, like, popped in the mail. That's my fear. So hopefully everything arrives safely. Once I get to ship it, I gotta put all the labels on them. The next day, a crystal blue sky stretched over our heads. Ian and I walked to Ferris's downtown as planned. However, something was strange. Why is it so calm? It's just me, or... Last time I'd been here, the area around the arenas that weren't having matches had been pretty empty, but this atmosphere is almost oppressive. Ian must have felt the same way, as I heard him mutter confusedly to himself. It was so quiet, you could hear yourself breathing. Oh, sometimes it's just quiet. You scared me. Yeah, the background music isn't always there. It was to emphasize how quiet the game was, how quiet the area is. It's so quiet you could almost hear yourself breathing. My anxiety intensified. We haven't passed anyone at all.
ああ、まさか試合が開催されないというだけでここまで違う
I
と
was
は。
nervous. I appreciate you double checking, because you know what? It's been funky today. I never knew simply not having matches going on made so much of a difference. This town was familiar to me. Only now it felt so much different than it was like a whole new city. It's calm and quiet, but not in a good way. The place was better described as abandoned.
治安維持隊の詰め所はこの先だが、あなたはどうする？
The public security forces is around the corner. Where are you off to? I'll go to the shopping district to put some stuff on for now. I'm not sure if any stores will be open though. Worst case, you can go to Cheers if you can't find anything. I can go to
わか
Cheers.
った。ならば終わったら合流だな。
I'm worried the lingering audio crunch will linger in the collab. I'm scared too, but we're gonna see. What's sad is I did all this just so we could have things in separate spots. Leanne! True, right? I hope we get to see him. I miss that man. I will see you when I am done.
こちらは昼過ぎ頃になると思う。そのままチアーズで待ち合わせよう。
No one's jumped into the chat yet. I need you. I miss Leanne. Dude, Leanne had such a good route. Leanne, where? I should be finished around noon. Shall we meet up at Cheers? I nodded, then watched Eon as he walked off. A strange wind blew down the empty streets of the city as I stood there contemplating things sadly. Having had enough of this desolate place, I headed towards the shopping district, an area that had once bustled with people. Barely anyone was in the streets, but I figured I should still check out the shops. Carrying the things I'd managed to find, I figured it was about time to go to Cheers. He finally has a route in this game. I can't wait to play it. Oh, we did play it and it was so cute. 9 rip, I want it now. Wait, what do you mean? Liam, where are you? We might not see him. I'm so sorry. Carrying the things I'd managed to find, I figured I'd go to Cheers. I was early, but the shops were pretty bare. On the way to the bar.
見るまで帰らない。
I want to see it. I won't go home until I get a watch. Is that a child's voice? I blinked, startled by the bright, loud voice echoing into the empty space. I turned towards the source of the voice, wondering what was going on. There, I saw a very familiar girl and an old lady soothing a little boy.
見せてあげたいのは山々だけど、こればかりはどうしようもないのよ。
Listen, I wish you could watch it, but we can't do anything about it.
前までは見れたじゃん。見たい、見たい。
We could watch it before. Come on, I wanna watch.
もう、そんなにわがままを言って先生を困らせちゃダメだよ。
Don't be so selfish. You're causing trouble. I tilted my head and called to the little boy throwing a tantrum and the two exasperated ladies beside him. Luna, you must be the orphanage matron, right?
お姉ちゃん？
Leah,
あれ、お姉ちゃん一人？
are you
イオ
alone?
ンさんは一緒じゃないの？
Where's Eon? Eon's visiting the security forces office and I'm just shopping. What are you doing here?
大したことじゃないんだけど、この子がずっとダダをこねてて、ここから動いてくれなくて。
Nothing important. It's just this kid has been here throwing a tantrum, so we basically can't leave.
もうすぐみんなでご飯を食べる時間なのに。
We're supposed to have lunch with the others soon, too. Luna glanced at the boy beside her, helpless. Perhaps feeling disappointed, the boy raised his voice in a remonstrative
こ
tone.
れ、闘技場で試合を見たいのに、先生もルーナもダメって言うんだ。
It's because neither of you let me watch the match. What match?
だから言っているでしょ。今はやってないのよって。
I already told you there isn't a match today.
待ってても試合は見られないし、帰ろうよ。ね。
No matter how long you wait, there won't be another match. Let's just go home, okay?
やだ。見るまで帰らない。
The sound of a child sitting on the ground. Nope, I'm not going home until I watch one. The little boy crouched down, determined not to move an inch. Finding him cute, I squatted down and looked him in the eyes. Hey, little one, do you love matches?
だってかっこよくてすごくてワクワクするんだもん。
Yeah, they're extraordinary, fabulous, and exciting. Wow. He looked up at me, eyes sparkling as he gushed about how amazing the matches were. He explained how gladiators chose their weapons based on their opponent. He told us how their ranks were divided into classes and how he rooted for a B-rank fighter who used to use a rather unusual weapon.
すごいんだぜその兄ちゃんは。
Oh.
ソードブレイカーって武器使って相手の剣を折っちゃうんだ。
Is there a chance of us getting a new man? Stormbreaker is one of a kind. It breaks his enemy's swords with his weapon of the same name. A specialized weapon designed to destroy the opponent's sword. Few warriors chose this weapon since its compatibility with the opponent's weapons heavily affect the battle's outcome.
棍棒みた たいな折れない武器を使う相手にはちっとも勝てないから、勝ったり負けたりなんだけど。
He sometimes loses though, especially when his enemy uses an unbreakable weapon like a
で
club.
も俺、兄ちゃんみたいになりたい。そんで、いつか兄ちゃんと戦って勝つんだ。
I want to be like him though. I want to win a match against him. He sounds really impressive.
超かっこいいんだぜ。
I know, right? He's so cool. The little boy stood up and continued talking, absolutely hyped. Now that I think about it, Kulavis used to admire Eon and raved about how manly he was. The child's radiant smile made me feel nostalgic.
腹減ってきた。
I'm starving. If you want to defeat that fighter, you first need to eat a lot to get bigger, you know?
そうかも。先生、早く帰って飯食おう。俺ももっとでかくなる。
Guess you're right. Come on, let's go home and eat. I'm gonna be huge.
こら待ちなさい。
Don't run, wait for us. The boy only told the matron to hurry. He turned around and waved, saying the exact opposite of what he had
ま
said
ったく
earlier.
もうあの子ったら。
Dear me, he sure is a handful. The orphanage matron then apologized to me, a wary smile on her
すみま
face.
せん。ご迷惑をおかけしました。
Sorry for causing you
また
trouble.
今度孤児院へいらしてくださいね。お礼をさせていただきたいので。
You're more than welcome to come to the orphanage. I want to thank you properly. It's fine. I didn't do anything after all. I was only listening to him. Honestly, I just copied what Roddy did. We handled guests who had her children. The matron smiled as I shook my head, flustered before casting a glance at Luna.
ルーナ、私はあの子を追いかけるから、あなたは残りの買い物をお願いね。
I'll follow him. Luna, could you buy the rest?
任せ。
Sure. Sorry, I thought that'd be short. Ooh, I'm gonna make his my future plans, I see. Making Leanne your wallpaper. I mean, he's gorgeous. Oh, Twilight Sparkle. The boy who stole my heart. My eyes followed the matron who hurried after the boy before shifting gaze to Luna.
Oh.
For some reason, she looked somewhat glum as she stared after the pair. What's wrong? You seem sad. What's on your mind?
その。
Luna hesitated, not seeming to know what to say. She didn't know how to put the words together, but it wasn't because she didn't want to answer. Seeing her hesitation, I stayed silent for a moment before chiming in. By the way, are you hungry?
お腹？
Hungry? I'm gonna go to Cheers after this. Do you want to grab some sweets with me? Luna seemed reluctant at first, but she agreed in the end and we headed to Cheers. And that's when I found out that the world was coming to an end. While most of the place in Ferris was silent and empty, Cheers was an exception. The chain store was just as crowded as always. It was even busier than usual, maybe because other stores weren't open.
美味しそうなワッフル。
This waffle looks delicious. Leanne wasn't currently at the store, so another waiter brought the waffles to our table. Our eyes literally sparkled seeing the plate in front of us. The sweet aroma of freshly baked dough mixed with the refreshing scent of fruit syrup. The vanilla ice cream slowly melted on top of the hot waffle. I'm gonna be thirsty as hell for Leanne. Same thing for Ginny. Like, you don't get Leanne to be thirsty for. You missed it, man. The fruit garnish that was put on the plate only added to our delight. We were downright giddy. Let's dig in. The flavor of pure happiness spread through my mouth as I took a bite of my waffle. It was so good that a smile unconsciously came to my lips. Unlike me, Luna's eyes were downcast, a sad look on her face as she held her fork. I definitely hadn't expected that. Do you not like the flavor, Luna?
そんなことない。とっても美味しい。
No, not at all. It's really delicious.
ただ、美味しすぎて申し訳ないなと思って。
Did you know about the Save the Villainess demo? Yes. Yes, we're gonna play it next week. I'm très excited. It tastes so good that I feel sort of guilty. It's when I messaged you and asked, it was because I was like, oh, this looks good. I was like, did we talk about this? I'm really excited for it. It's very interesting. I like that it's gonna have like a Sherlockian kind of mystery to it on top of it. Guilty about what? Luna remained silent as she figured out how to answer. Before long, she muttered
私は
resignedly.
こんなに美味しいワッフルを当たり前に食べてるけど、みんなは今そうじゃないから。
I've gotten used to eating delicious things like this waffle, but it's not the same for the others. Perfect. There are 2 other demos I have to keep an eye on in August. Oh no. By the others, do you mean the kids in the orphanage?
そう。みんな仕事がないんだって。
Yeah, none of them have any work now. I was perplexed by her answer as she gazed
今
at
ま
me.
でうちの孤児院はね、支援者からもらえる少額の
I
寄付と
should see if I can tie my hair like Luna's. Her hair is pretty long. Plus, these would probably get in the way. I could try it though. The orphanage has always gotten by on small donations from patrons, but not enough for any
みんなが
luxuries.
ゴミ拾いとかチラシ配りとか闘技場の仕事をお手伝いすることでお金をもらって成り立ってたの。
Put on fake buns. I was so mad they weren't options in the first game. Honestly, yeah, Jinya is my favorite. He was my favorite character in that. I didn't understand why he wasn't dateable when he was in your party the whole time. Everyone used to get paid helping out around the arenas, doing things like picking up trash and handing out
だけど
flyers.
街を変えるために過激な試合は数を減らされてて、
But with the city changing lately, there have been far fewer
当然
matches.
試合が開催されない分みんなが手伝える仕事はなくなってて、
If no matches are being held, then there aren't any jobs. Oh. Seeing the pained look in the young girl's eyes, I remained
だから
silent.
少し前から食べるものを切り詰めなきゃいけなくなってたみたいで、
I've been cutting down on my meals for a while now. I feel like I have
私
to.
がいた頃よりもみんなすごく苦しそうだった。
They really seem to be struggling, especially
せっか
without
く
me.
作って持たせてくれたお姉ちゃんた
Luna's
ちのク
life
ッ
is
キーも
sad. What the
取り
heck?
合いで喧嘩が始まっちゃって、
Remember the cookies you made for me? They literally fought over that.
私ただみんなで分け合って今こんなに楽しく暮らしてるよって伝えたかっただけなのに。
I just wanted to share the cookies with the others and tell them how peaceful and fun my life is now. Now wasn't really the time to leisurely enjoy some waffles. I put my fork down silently as Luna
ど
continued.
うしてなのかな。勝った人が正義だなんてルールがなくなれば街は良くなるはずなのに。
I wish there were routes in this one that was in the first game so we can experience after stories with them. I mean, the way they put it together at least fits. And there are after stories in this, which take place in the previous game that I don't know if I'm gonna play. I don't stream stuff, but there's not pictures involved typically, just so that it gives people a reason to play it. So, but it could have had more. I wanted to date Jinya forever. I don't understand. I thought the city would be better if it got rid of the whole strength is justice
弱いって
ideology.
だけで追いやられたりひどい扱いを受けることもなくなる、そう思ってたのに。
I believed the weak wouldn't be pushed down or walked on anymore.
どうして孤児院のみんなは前より辛そうなのかな。
So why is everyone at the orphanage suffering even worse than before? Maybe have more sexy CGs of Jinya. Yeah, I want so many sexy CGs of Jinya. Jinya's, I feel like, is the first sexy CG we've had in any of the games, if I'm being honest, for Radiant Tale. That was the first hot one. Most of their CGs for both games have just been cute. That was the first sexy. Like, him with wet hair, and then he talks in his deep voice, like, oh my god, Jinya, hi. I guess the closest we got was actually Leanne, because Leanne gets really, really close, like he might kiss her in the last one, and that was also very sexy CG. The city would be better off without those barbaric rules, or at least that was what we had believed, but it looks like reality really wasn't so straightforward. My chest tightened. Luna looked like she was about to cry. What Alice said made sense now. I finally understood why the residents' opinions were so divided. Prohibiting matches and getting rid of the winner takes all rule isn't working. But everyone lives here, lives here revolved around those matches. Without them, they have nothing. That was no different than the Ferris purge operation. Some people had lost their jobs and even homes due to the government's intervention. There was the same complaints that they had heard when they came to Ferris last time. The only good thing in Roddy's route was Leanne's CG. I agree. It was a great CG. There's a clear reason to shut down the illegal underground arena too. The gladiator slaves needed to be saved. However, the current reformation has an even bigger impact than that, and that reasoning is harder to explain. The abolition of their principles should have saved the weak and poor from injustice, but in the end, it looks like these people were still suffering only in different ways.
難しいんだね、世界って。私たちはただ幸せに暮らしたいって思ってるだけなのに。
The world is cruel. We all just want to live peacefully. Luna, it sounds like you guys should become gardeners. You need something else to make money. You can't just get rid of your one thing that makes money.
みんなの苦しむ姿を見てると、改革も何も考えずに喜んでいいことじゃないって分かった。
Okay, hang on, guys. Everyone's joining the call. Give me 2 seconds. I'm gonna put on a BRB thing in just a second. I want you to be happy. Also looking at Nadia. Yeah, Nadia deserves happiness. Hear me out. Looking at how everyone is struggling, I've come to the realization that reformation alone doesn't necessarily bring happiness. What a sad spot to pause at. We're gonna pause here. Alright. We did it! We collaborated, guys! How we feeling? Alright, I changed it back. I never closed this apparently. I thought I did. Plot twist. So my save was pointless. Haha! So we're still on chapter 2. And then just so you guys know what's gonna probably happen is I'll break this up into 2 streams so the collab stream is separate. But we're gonna keep going. Little sleepy, but I'm up. Nice. Thank you for being here, Twyla. Thank you, Prim. Thank you guys for being here throughout, Otaku Muma. It was lovely having you guys around for the collaboration. I am still alive. Proud of you. But yeah, that one I haven't played a lot of, so that was interesting. Everybody felt new to me. Is there dating in that one? I don't know if we got towards dating at all in that one. Maybe there's no dating in that one. It's just Monster Prom. Looking at everyone is looking at how everyone is struggling, I've come to the realization that reformation alone doesn't necessarily bring happiness.
だけど、やっぱり私は勝者こそ正義のルールだって、そのままでいいとは思えなくて。
Except for the kaiju, which we'll get him next time. Only played the first one. This one seems like a random chance gamble. Yeah, it's still a good party game, so that was fun at least. It wasn't what I was expecting because I assumed it had the same features as the previous one, but we got 0 of the endings, so we'll find out later. I only saw romance and prom and camp. Fair. That's so fair. Maybe the road trip has too much stuff happening to have romance still. I don't think keeping the strength as justice law is a good idea, though. She didn't want to oppose the change, but she couldn't openly or gladly agree to it either. She was close to tears, not knowing what the right thing is to do. I was at a loss for words, right in the same boat she was. At that moment, and without warning, maybe the con version will have some romance. I've read so many con romance stories, and by so many I mean like 3. So you know what? I feel like that could be definitely doable. That'd be really cute. I can't wait to play that one, honestly. The art for that game is so pretty, and they do create so many different characters, so I honestly need to play it more, but it is like a party game, so it's good to have a team with you. How come your food arrived before mine, you rascal? The angry shouting came from the seat next to us, startled. Smut version better have romance. Interesting. I ordered first, so I should be getting my food first.
はあ？文句あるなら店に言えよ。うっとうしいぞ、酔っ払いが。
How am I supposed to know? Go ask the waiter, you annoying drunkard.
酔っ払いはてめえの風だろうが。 昼間っから酒なんて飲んでねえで
I love when they
仕
roll their
事で
R.
もしたらどうなんだよ。
You're the drunk one, you prick. Who would get drunk during the day anyways? You're gonna get fired.
その仕事がねえんだよ今は。
I already got fired. Their argument, which was caused by something trivial, heated up in no time. Both men stood. It looked like they were about to throw hands. It's 5 p.m. somewhere, not here. It's 8 p.m. here. But I don't have work tomorrow, so I'm okay with staying up for a couple more hours to try and get further. I want to at least get to chapter 3, if not a little bit further into almost chapter 4. I know there's only 4 chapters, so we don't have too far to go. But we've only had 1 CG so far. Uh-oh. The tavern was packed, not to mention a few children were present. It'd be a total disaster if 2 bulky men started brawling. Sorry, but my waitress instincts took over, and I tried calling out to them. I guess I made the wrong decision because they both turned their glares on me.
ああ、お前もなんか文句あるのか。
What do you want? Got a problem or something? The drunk's face reddened with anger as he reached an arm out towards me. Leah! The only thing I could hear was Luna screaming in the distance.
やめろ。
Stay away from her. In an instant, a man with a calm, heartwarming voice pulled me close. It's like I manifested it, guys. I just said we've only had 1 CG. Okay. I like this one. Eon.
一体何に対して揉めていたのかはわからないが、
I don't know what you're arguing about.
随分と飲んだように見える。少し酔いを覚ましてくるべきだな。
I do know that you're drunk. How about sobering up a little? Oh, oh, oh.
なんだてめえは。
Oh yeah. We love a man who protects you. Who the heck are you?
治安維持隊の一員だ。店や周囲に迷惑がかかっている。
A member of the security forces. You're causing a ruckus here.
暴れたいというのならば、ここからは自分が相手になろう。
If you need someone to take your frustrations out on, I'll be more than happy to assist. Eon's eyes were so piercing that the drunk man staggered back and fell over. The next second, he turned around and ran off like a scared rabbit.
大丈夫か？
Are you hurt, Leah? Oh my gosh. I'm fine. Thank you for helping me out, Eon. He embraced my shoulders, looking at me with concern. He was clearly worried about me.
あまり無茶はしないでくれ。あなたの正義感と責任感はとても好ましいものだが。
As much as I love your sense of justice and responsibility, do not be reckless.
あなたには怪我をしてほしくない。
I do not want you to get hurt. I mean, I love you too, but bro. I'm sorry, I'll try to be more careful next time.
できるだけなのか？
What do you mean you will try? I doubt I could just watch if I saw someone in danger.
そうだった。あなたはそういう人だ。
Right. You are that kind of person. The hand of concern lingered behind his gentle smile.
これは自分もますますあなたのそばを離れられないな。
The urge to have you by my side all of the time only grows stronger knowing this. The arm around me loosened but didn't let go.
お姉ちゃん
Leah! Luna had such a worried look on her face when she approached us. Sorry for making you worry. That must have been scary, right?
私はいいの。お姉ちゃんに何もなくてよかった。
That's alright. I'm just glad you're okay. The usual calm, relaxed atmosphere gradually returned to the bar after the commotion died down. The other guests got back to their meals and conversations. We returned to our seats just like everyone else and explained what had happened to Eon, who nodded in understanding.
なるほどな。どこも同じということか。
I see, so it's the same everywhere. What do you mean everywhere? That was when I heard hurried footsteps approaching.
ごめん3人とも。
Hey guys! Leah!
スタッフの通報あったんだけど、何かトラブルがあったんだって。
One of our waiters said you were in some sort of fuss over here. Hello, Leanne. Leon's face stiffened when I told him what had happened. He took a deep breath.
本当にごめんね。うちで対応しなきゃいけなかったのに、任せきりになっちゃって。
Really, I'm so sorry. We should have taken care of the issue and not made you deal with it.
いや、気にしないでくれ。あの程度のいさかいなら慣れている。
It's no problem. That kind of dispute is pretty much part of my daily life.
治安維持隊としても放っておけなかった。ことが大きくならずに済んで何よりだ。
I'm an officer. I could not just watch. I had to interfere before things got
うん、本当に助かったよ。ありがとうね、いいよ。
Yeah, I really appreciate that. Throw a butt.
君たちも大丈夫？怪我とかしてない？
How about you, Leah? Did you get hurt?
お詫びってわけじゃないけど、今日のお題はタダでいいから。
I don't need to pay for the meals. Don't get me wrong, it's not because I feel bad.
あ、それじゃあ重ねて申し訳ないんだけど、
In that case, if you don't mind.
このワッフル包んでもらえないかな。孤児院に持ち帰りたくて。
I feel so bad for Luna. Like, we took her from this town to our town, and now she's back here worrying about a bunch of children, and she herself is just a child. Like, she's got too much on her plate. Should I take this waffle with me? I want to share it with the kids at the
そういうことならお安いご用。
Sure, no biggie. The long-haired man asked one of the waiters to box his food before Mom.
ほんと、イーオンがいて助かったよ。まさかまたこんなトラブルが起こるなんてさ。
You know, I'm just glad you're here, Eon. This isn't the first time things like this have happened.
スタッフ用のマニュアルとか警備のこととか考え直さないとな。
Gotta change the employee handbook and store security after this one. Was there a commotion before? He commented, his comment made my ears perk up and my eyes were glued to him. Eon did mention it's the same everywhere. Are you saying people often get into fights here?
うん。血の気の多い住民の町だし、トラブル件数は元から多かったけど、
This city is filled with hot-tempered people, so there's always just been...
それでも最近は明らかに喧嘩とかの数が増えてるかな。
I've got to admit there are more and more fights these days, though. Hold on, is this what you were referring to earlier, Eon?
ああ、ここへ来るまでにも数件、ああいったいさかいを仲裁してきた。
I've been interceded in several arguments since we've had gotten here.
イライラしている住民が多く、些細なことですぐに言い争いが起こるらしい。
Many people are getting easily irritated. Some will literally fight over
さっきの人たちも喧嘩のきっかけはすごく小さなことだったもんね。
Didn't the two men from before scream at each other over something trivial too? I couldn't help but frown after realizing the connection between the issue. Is it all because they've been fewer matches in the arena?
因果関係は否定できない。この町の者にとって闘技場は生きがいであり、発散の場だった。
I cannot completely discount that. The arena and are the purpose. The arenas are the purpose of their lives, and where they blow off steam.
それを取り上げられたならば、
I wish I
当
had
然
air
不満
conditioning.
は募るだろ
I want to say I wish that for you too, but you were bragging about it being 30 degrees Celsius, so honestly, I wish it was 30 degrees Celsius. You're still streaming? Yeah, I figured I'd stream until at least I got to the end of chapter 2. And that way I can have a clean break in the 2 streams. I'll do a second stream. So that way tomorrow we can start with Eon and then finish it. Unless we're done in 10 minutes. If we're done in 10 minutes, I might try to get to the end of chapter 3. Taking them away would be naturally prompt complaints.
商売人の目線でも厳しいよ。ここに集まる商人たちは闘技場の需要目当てだったからね。
Even the merchants had it hard. Their customers were mainly people who came to the arenas.
売り上げがガクッと落ちた店も多い。このままの状況が続けば、他の町へ移動する人も出るだろうね。
Their sales have been dropping. If this goes on much longer, I wouldn't be surprised if they moved to another city.
改革には痛みを伴う。
Reformation is no easy task. It brings pain along with it.
それでもこの状況を今後もずっと続けるくらいなら変えるしかないって国の方も判断したんだろうけどさ。
40 degrees Celsius before I'll be fine. Yeah, because it's not 40 degrees Celsius. I might watch the VOD. I'm not in the mood tonight. My headache really hurts right now. I can't stay. Aw. Yeah, like I said, I'm just trying to get to the end of this one, so it won't be too much longer. At first, I was like, I was gonna try and finish it, but it's almost 9, and even though I don't work tomorrow and I do plan on just streaming tomorrow, I want to at least have a time to edit because I still need to edit some stuff. So. Doesn't mean I won't complain. That's so fair. I'll always complain. If I can, I will. The government probably has no choice but to do this, though, since they couldn't let the whole gladiator situation continue.
問題はその痛みにこの町自体が耐えられるかどうかって話だよね。
Now the problem is whether or not the city can endure the ensuing pain.
ここだけの話。アレストさんですら推し進めるか悩んでいたくらいだからな。
Hey, everyone's worried about you, Asia. You should rest. If you have a migraine, I get them all the time, so I feel that. Do not tell this to anyone, but Alice is actually not sure if he should pause ahead of this plan. Push ahead with this plan. I didn't know that.
トップが迷っている姿を見せれば、ついてくる者にも迷いが出る。
He's our supervisor. He can't reveal this to his subordinates or doubt will spread.
故に、国で決まった以上は推し進める。
Well, he
と、表向きは堂々としているが、内心では迷いがあるようだ。
While he confidently says he will press ahead per the government's decision, there is hesitation in his heart. I can't blame him, since he was also in charge of the Ferris Purge operation. Luna. Even high-ranking individuals weren't united. Luna, who was listening quietly, cast her eyes downward. She looked glum. Changing long-time principles really isn't easy, huh? That was when the man sitting next to us chimed in.
俺はルールの改変には反対だ。フェルスの検討士としてはな。
As a gladiator, I'm against the change. She was the person who had argued with the drunk man earlier. He shrugged and raised a hand to call one of the waiters.
とすまん。そんなことを言いに来たわけじゃないんだ。
Oops, my bad. This isn't why I called out to you. A waiter came over and poured everyone's drink.
さっき巻き込んじまった詫びだ。俺が火に油を注ぐような言い方をしちまったからさ。
So I know they're trying to change the hierarchy thing, but that doesn't mean they're going to try and get rid of the gladiator matches. Those two things can coexist, right? I'm a little confused. My apologies for getting you involved in the fight. Things wouldn't have turned out like that if I hadn't added fuel to the fire. You don't have to.
いいから受け取ってくれ。
Come on, just accept the apology.
俺も普段はあんな喧嘩売られても買ったりはしないんだが。
Just accept the apology. I usually ignore idiots who try to pick fights.
最近、検討士としての仕事がなくて気が立っててな。
I've been constantly on edge since losing my job as a gladiator.
正直、出てったあいつの気持ちもわかるんだ。イライラが収まんねえっつうか。
I understand why some guys are okay with it, but I can't get over it. It's not like I'm that violent. I don't need to fight, but...
それはやっぱりお仕事がなくてお金がもらえないからですか？
Isn't that because you lost your job and can't make money anymore?
だからルールが変わるのにも反対してるんですか？
So you oppose to the change to the city's principles,
ん
right?
よく見りゃあんた、第7の受付嬢か。なんか久々に見た気がするぜ。
Hold on a sec. Aren't you the 7th arena receptionist? Haven't seen you in forever. The man blinked, then scratched his head and continued.
まあ、金がねえってのもあるが、根本的にはちょっと違えかな。あくまで俺の場合だけどよ。
Hello. Well, money is definitely an issue, but for me personally, it's not just about the cash.
極端な話な。金って意味なら、検討士を辞めても別の道を選ぶことだってできる。
Technically speaking, I can always make a living in other ways than...
俺みたいな C 級検討士なんざ、稼げる金だってたかが知れてるからな。
I'm just a C rating
まだ治安維持
gladiator.
隊の方が見入りがいい。
The security forces are paid better than I am. Then
俺
what?
は検討士として戦って勝つことしか知らねえ。
I'm a gladiator. I only know how to fight.
それに戦って強くなることで自分の性を実感してるんだ。
Winning a match, growing stronger, it makes me feel alive.
180度違う生き方をしろって言われても、はい、わかりましたってできるもんじゃねえんだよ。
I can't agree when some random person tells me to suddenly change everything about who I am.
それと反対してる一番の理由は、なんだかんだ問題はあったろうが、俺は元のフェルスが好きだからだな。
All the political stuff aside, I just love the old Ferris. That's why I'm against the Reformation.
元のフェルスが好きだから。
You oppose the Reformation because you love the old Ferris?
物騒でも暴力的でも何でも、戦いがないフェルスなんてフェルスじゃねえと思ってる。
Those fights might be disturbing and violent, but they're the heart of Ferris, our culture, our identity.
すまん、熱くなりすぎた。あんたらはゆっくりしていけよ。
My bad, I got too heated. Enjoy your meal. I'll get going. He took a deep breath, stood and left. Then when the man was no longer in sight, Leon spoke.
あの人、うちによく来てくれる常連なんだ。悪い人じゃないから多めに見てあげて。
Go easy on him, I know him. He's one of our regulars. He's not a bad person, see. Leon sounded sympathetic as he returned to work. As I watched him go, I was left with my own mixed feelings. Still feeling somber, we finished our drinks and left to cheers. Luna returned to the orphanage. Ion and I weren't ready to go back to the tent, so we took a walk around town. There really are fewer people. Of course, I had already noticed that the streets were empty and deserted feeling. After hearing what that man said, however, I could now feel the discontent lurking in the silence too. Simply walking around felt suffocating. The sun had completely set by the time we arrived back at our tent. After a simple dinner, we finally sat down to rest. The city was full of passion and enthusiasm the first time I was here. It's just sad seeing it so empty and quiet. I gazed at Ferris's outer wall as I sipped the warm milk Leon had made for me. Shouts and applause used to echo around the city even at night. The excitement never died down. Only the sound of insects remained now. It was as if I were the only one making noise at all.
難しいものだな。街を変えるというのは。
It's not easy. Leon's wavering voice broke the silence of the night.
自分はアレストさんに頼まれた通り、街の改革に尽力するつもりだが。
I wanted to help with the Reformation just as Alice asked.
こうして一日寂れた街を見て回ると、やはり迷いを感じずにはいられない。
But when I saw how deserted the city has become, I cannot help but feel unsure. Same here. I feel foolish for thinking things would get better instantly if we just pushed the Reformation through. Silence once again pervaded the tent. I was the one who broke the silence this time. Can I ask you something? Do you support the Reformation?
賛成も何も改革を進めるのが自分の任務で。
It's not whether I support it or not. It's my duty to promote the Reformation. I'm not asking, Officer Neon. I want to know what you think, personally. Neon closed his eyes for a moment. He then shifted his gaze to me and answered without
当然
hesitation.
賛成だ。迷いはあるが結論が変わることはない。
I support it, of course. While I do have my doubts, my stance remains the same. And why is that?
自分が救われた当事者だからだ。
Because I'm a survivor. He pressed his eye patch as he stared into the
フェルス浄化作戦で路頭に迷い、王都を憎んだ者が増加したように、変化は人々に痛みをもたらす。
Change is painful. The people weren't at their lowest after the Ferris purge, and more people started hating the royals.
さらに今回の改革は町全体に及ぶ。痛みは浄化作戦の時を上回るだろう。
And since this reformation will affect the entire city, the pain will surely be worse. Nevertheless, Eon added that the change still had to
外科手術と同じだと思うんだ。患部を裂くのは痛みを伴うが、放置すれば徐々に病巣は悪化する。
It is like surgery. Cutting open a wound is certainly painful, but if left as it is, the injury will only worsen.
いつかはメスを入れなければならないなら、 今ここで自分がするべきだ。
Sooner or later, you will need to have the surgery, so it is better to do it now.
汚名を覚悟で判断したアレストさんと王子の判断を自分は支持したい。
Both Alice and the prince made this decision knowing people would protest. Thus, I want to support their
変わろうと望まなければ、どんなに辛い道でも進まなければ未来は開かれないのだから。
As long as you refuse to change, refuse to take the path, even if it's hard, the door to the future will never open. Despite his hesitation, there was conviction in his words. I nodded quietly, snuggling up to him. I think so too. The pain caused by change might be intense, but it doesn't last long. The pain from never changing may only be an ache, but it'll stay forever. Though I can't deny that those people will suffer if we force them to change.
つまり我々が目指すべきは、改革に伴って苦しむ人の数をできるだけ減らすこと。
In other words, we should try to make the Reformation as painless as possible and get this.
悩ましい話だ。そんな道があるのかどうか。
The problem is whether or not there is a way to do so. Leon lamented this as I looked at the cup. As I looked at the cup in my hand. I have to admit the city won't be able to keep going if we completely get rid of the matches. But we have no other choice than to ban them if we want to. I trailed off as something occurred to me. Do we really have to prohibit the matches entirely for change? Thinking things over, I was reminded of the boy I'd met this afternoon. You know, I was talking to a boy from the orphanage when I met up with Luna earlier. I told Eon that we had talked about, and he listened intensely. That child really loves gladiators. He said he wants to be a gladiator and be his favorite fighter in a match.
眩しい夢だな。
That is one dazzling ambition. Do you know what I think after talking to that boy? Everyone has a different perspective on the matches. For Eon, the word match reminds him of the past where it was kill or be killed. But that orphan boy I met today didn't have any negative associations towards matches at all. I feel like I kind of understand that kid's feelings. My eyes were fixed on Eon. He had a complicated expression on his face. He reminds me of Culavis? Why would he remind me of Culavis? Because you're tough and charming? I don't know. Neither one of these sound right. Because my beloved is tough and a charming person. I put my hand on top of his. Eon turned to me surprised. You probably know I hate matches and fights, but you look so bright and stunning when fighting. Be it when you encountered fiends or when Avi confronted you in the arena, you are the most handsome man in the world when you're fighting to protect something. Leah. Yes, Eon. His voice trembled and I could feel his love overflowing. With a slight smile I continued. Just to let you know, I love everything about you. Your gentle side, your cooking skills, and your strength. I do agree we need to change the law. Despite disputes don't have to be decided by a man. Dehydrate. Okay. Also, thank you for keeping me hydrated today. This is almost empty now. But who wouldn't admire the people fighting in the arena? Enjoying a match isn't entirely a bad thing.
試合を楽しむ
Enjoying a match, huh? Aw. I'd wait. Blue, wait, when did you get here? Oh no. Someone's all gone now. So close. Been lurking? Oh, nice. Blue, I couldn't remember. Can you remind me? Were you there for the Verche 12-hour stream? I can't remember. Rion, who had been forced to fight for his life, those words might sound unusual. Despite his surprise, I continue. Because we were talking about it earlier, and when I was like, Prim was talking about how she was losing her mind, and I was like, I'm pretty sure Blue or Jay was there too. No? Okay, see? We keep trucking forward, so my brain's losing it all. Do you remember what that gladiator we met at Cheers said?
それと反対してる一番の理由は、なんだかんだ問題はあったろうが、俺は元のフェルスが好きだからだな、物騒。
正直に言えば、彼の言葉には納得してしまった。今のこの街は、フェルスらしくない。問題があることは分かっている。それでも今のフェルスが正しい姿だとはどうしても思えない。
The old Ferris was certainly far from perfect, but I cannot help thinking that the current Ferris lacks something. That must be the answer. All the cities we visited with Circus have their own character, right? People in Kalita had inquisitive minds and studied everything thoroughly. Meanwhile, Kultura was a liberal city that was built through the citizens' connection. I think Sympathy's Kiss was the game I came for. I feel like you've been around longer, Blue. Blue, I'm pretty sure you were here for Cafe Enchanté. People in Odense showed love to everyone around them and put beauty above all else. See, I'm also have a terrible memory. Especially when we're doing like a similar thing. We're playing through a story and it's an adventure and we're talking and we're reading it. Dude, that's my brain. For Ferris, it's their pride and their strength.
それがかつてこの町を築いた大精霊バレンが掲げた理念か。
The great spirit Valen taught them. The true meaning of strength is justice. It was not simply about growing strong. It referred to the mighty heart needed to protect others. Wasn't there for Enchanté would have been aiming something over Iganus. Oh my god, Iganus. He was not the one I thought was going to be my favorite, by the way, and then he took that game by storm and nobody else could measure up to that guy. It was about having a heart so kind that you tried to be strong to protect your loved ones. It was the kind of strength my beloved had gained without even thinking about it. I don't think it's right to deny the city's character. And thus I came to the conclusion. I paused for a moment, then said, let's hold a match.
どういうことだ？それでは改革とは反対の。
What do you mean by that? Is that not against the Reformation? We can't change their whole culture and outright ban them from holding matches, can we? So let's introduce a new type of match, something that they've never done before. I'm still not happy with Messier because I was really looking forward to it. Honestly, I thought he was going to be my favorite. He had that aloof personality and then it just kind of fell a little flat. It's not the kind of duel where you fight to resolve an argument or take something.
だがそんな前例は。
Still haven't done his route. It has its moments. How about that? There's some parts in his route that's really, really nice, and I like it. I would just feel like it could have ended on a better note. I play everything, so I would say keep him kind of mid. He's not the worst character. Like as a person, Messier, great guy, love him. His route has the strangest like curveballs in it. And like the most like I'm usually pretty good at predicting what's gonna happen. I did not see that coming in a bad way. But him as a person, he's great. There is no such president. Haha. Eon still couldn't understand my intention, so I continued. No one has ever done it before, so what's stopping us? We can give it a try, can't we? We can just have a show of power, right, bro? I mean, we managed to bloom Flora by trying all sorts of new things. No matter how impossible it was, we believed we could do it. Let's hold a new match. That will make the citizens happy. It's not 9 yet. That was only 30 minutes. I don't know. Do we think we can finish another chapter in an hour? I don't want to be up too late. Well, I hear. And if I get to 10, will I keep going? Or sorry, if I get to 10 o'clock, will I keep going on chapter 10? Some time had passed since we had first came to Ferris. Thanks to Alice's hard work, we had finally managed to find a convenient time to hold a meeting with all of the arena owners. Sleep is more important. Well, I'll give it 15 minutes. We'll get to 9 o'clock my time, and then we'll call it. But sometimes second man are more important. 2D men are more important. Sorry. Atomi is eternal, though. That's true. That is true. I started later than I planned today, so part of me feels like I was supposed to be further along. So that's probably why I should keep going. We're on chapter 3. We'll give it 15 minutes. I'll get to 9 o'clock, and then we'll say good nights, and then we'll finish his route tomorrow, and then we'll start Pastelia. He won the poll we did. Our main point of discussion was obviously the plan to change the whole strength is justice and winners take all laws. Eon and I attended the meeting at Alice's subordinates. We exchanged numerous opinions and ideas with the arena owner. What did you just say, you scoundrel? Things got intense pretty quickly.
この町はこれまで1000年の間、大精霊バレンの定めたルールに従うことで成り立っていたのだ。
We've been able to keep going for thousands of years because we followed the rules set by the Great Spirit Valen.
今になって突然改めろと言われても認められるわけがない。
How do you expect me to just agree with changing the ideals of our great city that was founded upon?
だからといって以前のままでいいわけがないだろう。
Didn't you hear me? I said we can't keep going on like this.
1000年前とは時代が違うのだ。またオリエンスの軟弱な連中に時代遅れだと笑われたいのか？
Times have changed. Or what? Do you want those weaklings from Ordens to keep mocking us and calling us barbaric?
両者、冷静に。
Calm down, both of you.
ここは怒鳴り合いの場ではありません。
We're not having a screaming contest here.
落ち着いて話し合いましょう。
Let's talk this out. Poor Alice. It had been peaceful at first, but there was no way the top dogs of this city would stay calm for long. Every time a fight was about to break out, Alice intervened and managed to move the meeting along.
そもそもの発端は、元第7闘技場オーナー、アービーが引き起こした大事件。
This all began with the major incident caused by the 7th Arena's previous owner, Avi.
二度とこの町であんな悲劇が起こらないよう、もろもろの改正を図ろうとしているのです。
We're trying to make changes to prevent such tragedies from happening again.
あれもいわばこの町独自のルールが引き起こした悲劇ですから。
Agreed. In a sense, the peculiar rules of this city were what caused such misfortune in the first place.
しかし、事件の原因になったインタリオリングはあれ以降、厳重に管理されているのでしょう。
But hasn't the Intaglio ring been tightly guarded ever since the incident?
もちろんです。二度と不正利用されることはないと思っていただいて構いません。
Absolutely, and you can assume the ring will never be used for illegal purposes again.
だとしたら、あのような事件が再び起こる可能性は低いはず。
That means that there's a low chance the same sort of disaster will happen.
痛ましい事件だったとは思いますが、元凶もなくなった今、そこまで急激な変革が必要かどうか。
But the culprit is gone. Do we really have to take such drastic measures?
リングを管理すれば済む話ではない。問題の本質はそこではなかろう。
Whether or not the ring is guarded isn't the problem.
ああ、納得がいかねえなら、こっちはいつでも勝負を受けて立つ準備はできてんだぜ。
The hell? If you are so against it, then how about we smack the hell out of each other, huh? I'm ready whenever.
第6闘技場オーナー、着席を。これは議論の場だと言ったはずです。勝負する場ではありません。すべてを勝負に置き換えるやり方こそ変えていくべきだ。今はそういう議論をしているはずです。
Is this one gonna be the most political one, even though our character's love interest is just a bodyguard? I mean, I get this is his town, right? But like, it seems like they're too involved almost. Let me remind you the topic of discussion. We need to stop turning absolutely everything into a fight.
確かにね。率先して変わらなきゃならないのは都市を導く我々なのだと思うよ。
It's true, we leaders are the ones who have to take initiative.
改革賛成派の者どもはすぐに制度の問題を挙げつらうが、現状のことは見ないふりか。
I can see those in support of change criticizing our system, but do you honestly not see how our hands are tied?
と言いますと、
Care to elaborate?
改革を進め始めただけで、すでに民は多くの不満を挙げている。
The Reformation has barely started and citizens have already been complaining right and left.
その件についてどう考えているか、わしにも聞かせ。
I glanced at my notes while they discussed things. Let's see. At the moment, 3 are pro-Reformation and 4 aren't. We'll need to win at least one person over. Alice is right. We aren't really getting anywhere with this. A sigh escaped Alice, our mediator, every now and then. The government had more power than the arena owners. They would very well have the security forces force the plan, which was exactly what had happened during the Ferris Purge operation. Both Alice and Calavis wanted to avoid that at all costs. Using rank to unilaterally push through a plan was very strength is justice we were trying to change. The city would resist at every stop unless the citizens chose to embrace this change on their own free will. Eon is glaring at them, but he's the one with the best chance of changing their minds. Could he ever get their support? Meanwhile, the meeting had gotten so intense that a fight threatened to break out at
だいたい改革賛成派のお歴々は今までのルールを否定するだけで解決案を提示していません。
How about you pro-reformation people stop trash talking our laws and offer up some real solutions?
そうだそうだ、理想論だけを語る愚か者とこれ以上話すことなど何もない。貴様！
You son of a...
正式に
Silence. Tension between the two parties reached its boiling point and things almost got out of hand. Right at that moment, Alice interrupted and told the owners to sit back down before fists could start.
双方のご意見は伺いました。改革反対派の皆さんがおっしゃる懸念点ももっともだと思います。
I've listened to both opinions. The anti-reformation side certainly raised good points.
なので本日はその懸念を取り除くべく提案を持ってまいりました。
Thus, we have prepared a suggestion to quell your concerns. He gave us our signal. It's time.
始めるぞ。
Here we go, Lee. Recalling our earlier briefing session, I nodded to Eon and stepped forward. Everyone, please allow me to offer an idea we have come up with. It's called the Warrior Tournament, a new type of match to be held in Ferris. Lights. How did I end up attending a meeting with the arena owners? Well, let me tell you guys. It all went back a few hours ago. Eon and Alice were planning to have a briefing session to prepare for the meeting. Learning of that, I asked them to let me join. Alice was confused at first, but once we weighed in with our opinions, he listened to us seriously.
しばらく街の様子を見た我々は、フェルスの現状を知りました。
We have come to understand the city's current situation after some observation.
勝者こそ正義のルールを改善という意見自体は正当なものでも、
Well, I do agree that we need to change the law.
現実として試合を制限したことで生活が成り立たなくなったものも増えています。
The restriction of the matches has made more and more people lose their jobs and they are unable to make a living. It's stressing them out. So there's been more brawls and arguments than usual. I doubt we'll be able to get their support if they try to ban matches without giving them anything to do in return.
そうだな。 やはりフェルスは人と金の流れのすべてが闘技場を中心に回っていた年だ。試合を制限しただけでこの状況なら、完全に停止すればどんな状況になるか火を見るより明らかだろう。
I got scared. It was nothing. It was just a piece of fabric. I can already see the disaster will occur if we are to completely prohibit the matches. Instead of smiling, he let out a sigh, a somber expression.
ここまで不満が募っているのは、試合制限だけが理由ではない。
The restriction isn't the only thing prompting complaint.
どうも一部のオーナーや検討士が人々を扇動し火種を広げているという報告もあるようだ。
I've heard arena owners and gladiators have been provoking people and sparking fights. Why am I not surprised?
つまり、オーナーの意見が統一できれば、現状よりはマシになると。
Do you think things will get better if we can get the owners to unite?
扇動が止まる分、多少はな。
A little, I'd say.
あくまでマシになる程度であって、劇的な改善とはいかないだろうが。
We'd be able to stop all the agitation at least. There wouldn't be any dramatic change, though. Alice was clearly lost, not knowing where to start. Seeing that, I nodded to Eon and asked the bespectable man a question. Alice, we have a favor to ask. Can you let us hold a match?
なんだと?
Come again. He stared at us in disbelief. His expression quickly changed after realizing how serious we were.
詳しく聞かせてくれ。君たちのことだ。ただの試合をというわけではないのだろう。
Tell me more. I doubt you're planning a simple match, right? Yes, the match we want to hold is different from all the previous matches in the city. It's not a bloody winners takes all sort of match. I was fully confident in my idea. This was the thing we were the best at. It's similar to Circus's show.
ほう。
Oh, it can be bloody. Let it be bloody. It's fine. Alice raised an eyebrow in intrigue.
我々はかつてのサーカス公演でこの町の歴史を調べて知りました。
We learned the history of the city back when we prepared for our show.
勝者こそ正義の理念は長い年月を経て歪んだもの。
The idea that strength is justice has been distorted for a
本
long
来
time.
火の大精霊バレンが掲げたのは弱者を守るための強さだったと。
What the Great Spirit Valen originally meant was that strength should be used to uphold justice for the weak.
その通りだ。今となっては見る影もなく形骸化しているがな。
Right, nobody follows that ideal anymore.
はい。今は力を武器に他者を支配し、搾取するためのルールになり果ててしまっていますが。
Yes, this concept has been reduced for a way for the strong to exploit and manipulate those weaker than themselves.
もともとの理想である強くなることそのものは悪いことではない。
However, I do agree that dreaming of becoming strong is not bad.
これは彼女から教わったことでもあります。
I would not have understood that if it was not for her. Eon gently grasped my hand. He sounded thankful. Feeling the warmth of his hand in mine, I recalled my conversation with Paris's citizens.
でも俺、
That little boy,
俺は検討それに
the gladiator guy, this all just happened. They didn't pursue strength just to fight or to rob their opponents of something. That's why we had to come to this conclusion.
何かをかけて奪い合い、自分の意見を押し通すため、ただ勝利を求める決闘でなく。
It's not the kind of match where victory is sought because something is at stake or an opinion is being fought over.
勝敗にかかわらず、見た者が何かを得られるような戦い。
Regardless of the results, we hope anyone who comes to watch the match will gain something.
純粋な強さを競い、誇り、試合を終えて称え合えるバトル、闘技大会を開きたいので
A
す。
warrior tournament, an event where people compete for pleasure and everyone is praised at the end.
なるほどな。
Eon, please kiss me. Secret point. Alice didn't say anything for some time after we had finished our explanation. I know it's not the time, but you know. He kept adjusting his glasses and looking at the notes in his hand. Eventually, he turned to us.
私は以前から思っていた。この町が抱える問題の本質はどこにあるのかと。
I've wondered for a long time where exactly the core problem of the city lies.
勝負事というのは人の進化の上で決して捨てられはしない要素だ。
Competition is an element that can never be wholly thrown away in a person's growth.
全員が平等であることは社会として理想ではあるが、
Having a society where everyone's equal is certainly exemplary.
それを突き詰めれば競争意欲すら失われ衰退していくばかりだからな。
But if you think about it, a community will decline if the people have no will to improve. That's true. People compete in order to grow. It's not something you can ignore.
ああ、だから私は思ったのだ。一番の問題は勝敗の価値があまりにも大きすぎることだと。
The main problem is that the gap between the winner and the loser has grown too large.
敗北者に与えられるものは何もなく、ひとたび敗北したが最後、そうそう這い上がれなくなる。
Loser doesn't gain anything. To make matters worse, it's difficult to climb back up the ranks once defeated.
故に誰もが勝利を求めてしまう。敗者に入るなどしていては次に自分が食い物にされかねないからな。
That's why everyone seeks victory at any cost. Everyone is standing on someone weaker at all times, all the way down to children. Both Ian and I nodded in agreement.
勝者は称えられるべきだが、敗者とて再び立ち上がるために称えられる場が必要。
Winners need to be celebrated, yes, but the losers shouldn't be stripped of everything they have. That way they can recover.
そういう意味では大会も確かにいい案かもしれない。
If you put it that way, holding a match like this isn't a bad idea at all.
では
Does that mean? Alice smiled wearily before Eon could even finish his
理
sentence.
想は分かったが、知っての通り、この町には人手が足りていない。
I get your point, but this city lacks unified leadership, as you probably already know.
開催するとなれば、当然君たちが企画から運営、開催まで手綱を握り、主導しなければならなくなるだろ
Should
う。
we go with this plan, you have to take the lead and control everything, from planning and production to host.
初の試みでもある。フォーマットもなく、
Not to
苦労する
mention,
面も大いに発生するはずだ。
this will be our first attempt. There's no
それでも
guide to follow.
やる
It'll
つも
be
りか。
very difficult. Are you prepared for that? More than ever. I mean, I'm already used to that after having joined circus.
そうだったな。
You have a point.
それにこの町が変わることは自分の願いでもあります。
One thing I wish for is to see this city change for the better.
自分の力を生かせるならば喜んで尽力したいと思っています。
And if I can make that happen myself, it would be more than happy to do so. For a moment, I could see a hint of surprise in Alice's face. But that look disappeared completely, his warm eyes on Eon, then he answered in a soft
不思議なものだ。いいよの口からそんな言葉が聞けるようになるとはな。
I can't believe I'm hearing such words coming out of your mouth, Eon. I can. Look at him.
ともあれ、するなら早い方がいい。すぐオーナーたちにも話を通そう。
Anyways, if we're set, we better start soon. Let's discuss it with the owner right away.
突然で申し訳ないが、この後の会議に君も参加してくれるか。
I know this is sudden, but can you attend the next big meeting? You want me to join your meeting? I don't know. Is it really okay for me to show up to a meeting with the city's bigwigs out of nowhere?
その点は問題ない。私の部下ということにしておく。
No problem at all. I'll tell them you're my subordinate.
今回、この企画の発案者として話を提案するため連れてきたということで通るだろう。
I'm bringing you with me to talk about the plan since you're the one who came up with the idea.
つまり、君からオーナーたちへこの提案をプレゼンしてほしい。どうだ？
In other words, I
で
want
き
you
るか？
to present this proposal to the arena owners. Can you do that? I was momentarily lost for words, but there was no going back. Obviously, I answered with full confidence, and that was how I had ended up here.
ああ、闘技大会だ。
What's this, a warrior tournament?
それは一体今までの試合と何が変わったというんですか？
What makes it different from our previous matches? He and I stood before the arena owners and shared our idea. We told them that this wasn't the sort of match that with bets riding on them, just as we had told Alice.
闘技場での試合すべてを禁止すれば、それはもはやフェルスではない。
If we completely prohibit matches, Ferris's unique character will be lost.
我々が改善したいのは試合のあり方。闘技大会の開催はその一歩です。
Instead, we want to change how matches work, and holding the Warriors tournament is the first step towards that goal. The arena owners fell silent after we finished our
勝
explanation.
者が敗者から奪うことを前提としない。つま
Basically,
り外部のいざこざを持ち込まない
the winners
闘
won't
技
take
場での
anything
試
from
合
the losers, and no one will bring their personal problems into the ring with them.
ゆえに決闘ではなく闘技大会
So it'll
か。
be called a Warriors tournament instead of a duel.
要するに、揉め事の解決手段として決闘を用いるのは制限するけど、
So the culture of arena matches will not entirely disappear.
闘技場で試合をするという文化はそのまま残すってわけだね。
But there won't be any duels held to resolve disputes. The reactions were quite diverse, but they clearly gave the idea a serious thought. Some picked apart our plans, others weighed the advantages and disadvantages, a few merely closed their eyes. Did we get our point across? Right when I started feeling anxious, the now familiar third arena owner broke the silence.
私は賛成します。
I agree to this proposal.
一番憂慮すべきは結論が出ずに住民が長く苦しむことですから。
The residents will only continue to suffer if we cannot come to a solution.
ええ。その点については皆さんの意見も一致していますよね。
落としどころとしては悪くないかもしれません
Not a
ね。
bad idea.
無論その大会とやらの反応を見てそこからどうするかを考えるのは必須となりますが。
Though we still have to see the public's reception and devise a long-term.
現状、早急な対処が必要なのは経済的な問題でしょうか。
We have to take care of our most important issue first, our financial state.
そうです。この町の経済を回すには起爆剤となるべきビッグイベントが絶対に必要ですから。
Desperately need a big event to keep the economy going.
当然のことですが、不満がある方もいるでしょう。
I'm fully aware that some of you may not be pleased with this idea.
血湧き肉躍る激しい戦いこそがフェルスの本質だと感じることも間違っているとは言いません。
You are free to believe that Ferris's true nature lies within its thrilling violent.
ですが、
But know this. He unlowered his voice and turned towards a lone empty seat, one which had once belonged to the seventh.
それを突き詰めていけば、行き着く先は地下闘技場だ。
Obsessing over such bloody fights will only lead to another underground arena.
そうだな。自分も興行の過激化については歯止めをかけねばとは思っていた。
I agree we need to put a stop to the extremisation of the.
最近はかつての闘技場に比べ激しい戦いが増えた分、剣闘士の負傷率も上がっていた。
Things have gotten more intense as time passes. Gladiators are getting more injuries than ever before.
重傷を負って戦えなくなった剣闘士が生活に苦しみ、犯罪に手を染めるのもよくある話でした。
I often heard of gladiators who could no longer make a living due to injuries, ending up turning to lives of crime.
なあ、そういった問題も解決していかなければ。
Right. That's a problem we have to solve as well.
俺は難しいことはわからねえが、純粋な強さを競うってとこはすんげえ気に入ったぜ。
I don't understand complicated things, but the whole idea of competing with pure strength sure sounds interesting.
闘技場のオーナーなんてみんな強え連中が好きでオーナーをやってんだからな。
All of us here became owners because we freaking love strong fighters, see?
一緒にしないでほしいけど、一理あるかな。
As much as I hate to be lumped together with you, I got to admit you have a point. The room's tense atmosphere slowly lifted. Unlike a few hours ago, they could even afford to smile. I stepped forward, ignoring my pounding heart. And if we all agree,
待て。この空気に水を差す気はないが、考えが甘すぎるのではないか。
hold on. I don't mean to be a wet blanket, but aren't you all too naive? An arena owner who had not spoken a single word so far suddenly interrupted me. It was the 8th arena owner, the most senior among them.
強さを誇る試合は結構だが、今まで剣闘士は勝利を得ることで日々の糧を得てきていたの
I
だ。
have no problem with people showing off their strength, but we have to remember that gladiators earn their daily bread by winning.
優勝しても得られるのは名誉のみ。などという大会に誰が参加する？
Participate if all you get for it is merely honor and fame. 9-hour mark, yeah. It's the 9-hour mark. Once they cut this scene to the next scene, that's when I'll call it. And then we can start here tomorrow, and then we'll get to Paselia after that, and it'll be a lovely time.
それは確かに。報酬として得るものが希薄なのは否めませんね。
He's right. There needs to be some kind of prize for the winner.
賞金を出すことは可能です。
Sure.
ある程度の額なら予算を組み。
We can give some prize money. We'll draw up a certain amount.
今後の改革を推し進めるに足るインパクトのある額が出せるのか。
Will a small sum of money be impactful enough for everyone to go along with the referendum?
もともとフェルスでは家や土地など巨大な担保をかけての試合が飛び交っていたのだぞ。
Gladiators would go all out, bet on high ticket items like their homes or land, you know. The 8 owner really went for the juggler, and you could tell by Alice's furrowed brow. We do not need the entire city to participate in order for the tournament to become a success and pave the way for the future. What should we do? We had been so close to reaching an agreement. The decision would hit another deadlock at this rate.
第7闘技場オーナーの座。その椅子が商品だ。
The seat of the 7th arena owner.
なんだと。
Come again, but...
おー、いいじゃねえか。インパクト、注目度を考えても確かに申し分ないぜ。
That's a good idea. The whole city will be watching if that's on the
いや、だがそれでは今までの試合と同じなのではないか。
What makes it any different than our previous matches?
結局何かを奪い合うという意味では改善されたとも言い難く。
In the end, we're still making them fight for something. Can we even call that a reform?
いえ、これはもともと空席だったものを誰かが得るために競い合う試合。
It's different. The prize is for the match as a seat that's already unoccupied.
所有者から力ずくで奪うのとは全く意味が異なるでしょう。
It's not like we're using force to steal something from the loser. I glanced at Eon as the owners discussed things amongst themselves. It's so hot here. My cat keeps moving and lying in different spots. Aw, babies. We stayed silent, eyes glued to the seat that had once belonged to his friend. I wondered what was on his mind. Whatever Eon was thinking, it was surely complicated.
開催には優勝商品として第7闘技場オーナーの座を置く。
I only have one condition before I agree on this proposal.
この条件が飲めなければ賛成はできん。
That is to have the 7th owner's seat be a prize at the tournament. Ia and I quietly stole a glance at Alice. With all eyes on him, the bespectacled man slowly
確かにこの闘技大会の目的は経済の活性化が第一の狙い。
Indeed, the main purpose of this warrior tournament is to revitalize the economy.
理念を知らせたいという思いが根底にあったとしても、まずは大衆が関心を示さなければ開催の意味がない。
Underlying purpose is to press forward with reform. It'll be pointless if the public doesn't show interest. He's right. It was something I experienced a lot during my days at circus. It didn't matter how strong your desire was or how great your performance was. We had to make people interested enough in our show to watch first and foremost. This event was no different. Did Eon think the same? He gave me a slight nod, almost as if he had read my mind.
承知しました。優勝商品として第7闘技場オーナーの座を置いた上で、
Understood. In that case, the seat for the 7th owner will be the grand.
イーオンたちの提唱する闘技大会の開催を前提に進める。
I assume we all agree on
各
holding
自
the event. My
それで
supporters
良いですね。
have planned then. Are there any other objections? Applause erupted throughout the room. Blushed with excitement that immediately started discussing details of
よし、これから忙しくなるな。各闘技場の空きを確保するぞ。
We're gonna get so busy after this, we have to plan something for each.
こうか不幸か、今は予定がスッカスカだけどね。
I'm not sure if I'm lucky or not. My schedule's basically.
町全体を巻き込む規模にするなら、まずは商人たちの協力が必須でしょう。
Got to cooperate with the merchants first. This is a huge.
ああ、一時の盛り上がりで終わらぬよう、その後のことも考えねば。
And we need to come with ideas on how to drum up hype amongst the citizens.
何はともあれ剣闘士の確保だろう。予選から過去最大規模にしようぜ。
We'll make the preliminary stages the biggest in history. Their experience managing matches for many long years has come to shine. Once an agreement was reached, the meeting quickly proceeded, as if all the arguing earlier hadn't happened at all. Everyone really does love the city, the gladiator matches. We have to do our best to...
Ah.
Right? Dun dun. Okay. I can wait until this scene's done. Look how cute she is. With the arena owner's approval, we were set to hold a Warriors tournament. Busy days of preparations awaited us. The goal of all of this was to help stimulate the economy of the deserted Ferris. The first person reached out to was Leanne, a merchant with a lot of connections.
おーいリアン、行商人にも声かけてきたぞ。
Yo, Leanne, I asked for the hawkers for help too.
道すがらフェルスで祭りがあるって各地で宣伝しといてくれるってよ。
They said they'd promote the event on the road.
了解。ありがとね。
Nice, thanks, man. I expected no less from the owner of Cheers, considering he was able to manage branches in all the major cities. It was just very reassuring to see him gather his merchant friends for the event.
あれ、来てたんだね。急ぎの字。
Oh wow, didn't know you were coming. Leah, what's up? Not much, I just wanted to check the list of vendors we have so far.
それならこれ。はい、どうぞ。でもぶっちゃけ続々と増えてるから最新じゃないけど大丈夫。
I love him. He's lovable. Sure, here you go. Can't say it's the latest one though. The numbers just keep increasing. That's okay. Thanks. Oh, this is amazing. I can't believe we've gotten so many requests for stuff.
みんな商売したくても機会がなくて悶々としてたからね。今回の話題は渡りに船ってわけ。
Merchants were frustrated too since they weren't getting any business. This event is a lifesaver for them. In contrast to his flirty, laid-back persona, the list he had made was extremely detailed. Honestly, I want to learn that kind of thing myself. Well, you can if you date him. Thanks a lot, Leanne. You're already so busy, and yet you still find time to help us out.
気にしないで。ここ最近、うちも仕事が減った人のたまり場みたいになってたし。
So sorry, once we finish this CG image, we're gonna take our leave for the night since it's getting closer to 10, and then we'll pick this back up tomorrow. And tomorrow we're gonna have a longer stream, so we'll finish his. And Pastelia is my goal. And then next week we'll start Roddy. And then we'll do Helios next week. It's no biggie. This place has literally become the go-to hangout of people who lost their jobs.
声をかければ手伝ってくれる人たちはたくさんいたから。
All I had to do was ask them and boom, so many people were willing to help. Okay, but still, let me thank you properly once everything calms down.
え？俺に熱いハグって？いや、そこまで言われちゃったら本気出さないとな。
What? You're giving me a passionate hug as a thank you? Man, now I've got to kick it up a notch and help out even more. Maybe you should go get your ears checked.
そんなご褒美のためだったら、火の中、水の中、嵐の中、そして君の腕の中。
I'll do anything, even if it's running into a firestorm or flood, as long as I run into your arms at the end of the day. Not again.
リアンさんめっちゃ頑張るから、お礼の準備しとい。
This Leanne will do his very best for that sweet, sweet reward, so you better.
待って待って、ごめん、冗談だから無視していかないで。
I'm sorry, okay? It was just joking. Don't ignore me. You're so lucky I need your help. Our plan went smoothly after that. I had to send a report to the castle once I arrived at the tent. There was no time to rest. I will sleep after this. I'd love to dream of him sane. Him or the kaiju, one or the other's fine. When was the last time I used the relay chalice? It must have been when I traveled to circus.
はいはい。お待たせ、あーちゃん。
Hiya, I'm here. dinner. Sorry, Allie.
あら。
Wait, what? Leah. It's been so long, Jinia. Alice has a lot of stuff to do today, so I'll be doing the report in his stead. Reflected on the water surface was a familiar face, our former troop leader, Jinia. I'll probably sleep after this. I'm sick. Are you sick? Don't be sick. Blonde man looked just as gorgeous as he did in real life as he waved at me.
元気そうで何よりよ。イオンとの仲は進んだかしら。
Jinia knows where to put his focus. Okay, glad to see you're doing well. Oh my, did you and Eon finally make any progress? Let's save that talk for later. I'm here for business right now.
はいはい。闘技大会のことね。
Nothing bad.
何かこっちに要望でもあるのかしら？
The Warriors tournament, right? I know. So do you have any requests for us? Actually, there's something I want you to do on the day of the event. It's just no one can do it better than you. What do you think? Will you do it?
よくぞ頼ってくれました。そういうことならドーンと任せてちょうだい。
You're certainly asking the right person. Rest assured, darling, Jinia's got it under control. He accepted my request with a
それじゃ
smile.
今すぐそっちに向かう準備するわね。
Alright, if everything's settled, I better get ready and head over there. Suspicious. There's no need to rush. You can come in a few days before the tournament.
いいえ、これは直接の打ち合わせが必須よ。私が今そう決めたの。
I have to rush. A face-to-face meeting isn't necessary for this kind of thing. This isn't an excuse to skip work.
まさかあなたたちが頑張ってるのにサボりの口実にするわけないじゃない。より良いものにするた
No
めの
way.
出
How
張
could I
よ。
skip work when you guys are trying so hard? This is a business trip to help you out. I guess you're right. Sorry.
事務作業に飽きたなんてこれっぽっちも思ってないわ。
Yep, right. I haven't gotten tired of desk work. Not at all.
それじゃ着く日程が分かったら連絡するわね。
I'll call you again once I know when I'll be arriving. Okay, bye. He's definitely skipping. Oh well. We had Alice here. He'd find plenty of Virginia to do once he arrived. Figuring I'd leave it to that, I got up from my seat to return and fill the relay chalice.
お姉ちゃん、今ちょっとだけ時間あるかな？
Look at Luna. Mia, do you have a moment? Luna ran over to me, a bundle of papers in her arm. Hey Luna, what's going on?
任せてもらった闘技大会の司会進行の件で、
It's about the schedule for the Warriors tournament.
手伝ってもらう孤児院の子たちの場所と時間の担当表を作ったんだけど、どうしてもうまく噛み合わなくて。
I tried making a list with all the places and times the kids from the orphanage are helping out, but I'm having a hard time. He handed me a neatly written work schedule. How about dividing them into pairs of one older and one younger? They'll be easier for the older kids if we have the younger ones act as runners, right?
お姉ちゃんすごい！じゃあこう直したやつでアレストさんに提出してくるね。
My cold water has become warm. It's only been an hour. That happens all the time here. My water's always warm. Fine. You're so smart. All right, I'm gonna fix the schedule and submit it to Alice. Okay, thank you for helping us, Luna.
大会のお手伝いができて私すごく嬉しいんだ。
Don't sweat it. I'm just happy I could help out with the tournament.
孤児院のみんなも仕事がもらえて喜んでるし、楽しみだって言ってる。
Thanks. The kids at the orphanage are all excited and they're thrilled about having jobs. It didn't stop at the orphanage either. The city's vigor was slowly returning, just as Luna had said. Everyone was confused when we first put up posters announcing the event. As time went by, though, people began getting really excited. Some declared they would be rooting for their favorite gladiators. Others mentioned stocking up on wares as businesses would be booming. All in all, everyone looked way more lively than they had when we had first arrived. I wonder how you survived in that place. In that place specifically, here or in this world? Here, I die. I just die. My skin's always on fire. In this world, I'd probably be homeless. That means I got to work harder. Alright, perfect. This is where we're gonna stop. There's no music, so I'm gonna save. And we're gonna go home just so we can get some sleepies, and then we'll play more tomorrow. We played an extra hour, so it's almost 10 o'clock now. See how many pictures we got left. Thank you for the stream. Thank you for being here for this stream. Got so many. All his pictures haven't happened yet. Don't forget to mod me. That's right. I need to mod you. We need to raid somebody. Let's see who we can raid while I'm preparing. I'm still not sorry. I still don't actually know what happened, to be very clear with you guys, because you did that while I was getting ready for the chat. So I don't even know what happened. Alright, let's see. Do you want to raid someone playing Norn 9 or someone playing a horror game? Oh, one just started. Oh, is that what happened? Okay, that makes sense. Alright. Oh, with the wrong one, with the wrong one, with the wrong one. Okay. Alright, what do you guys want to raid? Do you want to raid Norn 9? Norn 9. So we're going to be raiding them. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. I hope you guys had a lovely time. I'll be back tomorrow to play more. If you're watching this on YouTube, remember I stream on Twitch about 3 times a week. And if you're on Twitch, you can check out the VODs on YouTube if you want to remember the fun time we had. Thank you everyone for hanging out today. It's kind of late to time people out, by the way. But you can do it if you want to. We will be back tomorrow. And then if you guys are on the Discord, I need to go through the Discord. I need to find out the exact information we need for the 9 rip, but we're going to have another contest for 9 rip as well. And I'm going to be starting a special thing for the Deadays, so we can make the Deadays happen. So that's going to be happening on the Discord pretty soon. I feel like I had one more thing I was going to mention, but I can't remember what it was. And honestly, I'm tired, yo. So it's probably for the best. But thank you guys. I hope you have a lovely day. Thank you guys for watching. Prim, Asia, Blue, Muma, Mama, all you guys who have been here for a while. And also thank you to everyone who played games with me today. So Calamari, Sile, thank you. And Trico, thank you guys for playing games with me. I hope you guys have a lovely rest of your night. Bye-bye!